if loving Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you. They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Steers on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side fly. Just like a large, so many more, 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
How was your weekend?
It was all right till my car went out.
Car went on the fritz, eh?
No, so I didn't know. I couldn't hear nothing, so everything would show up, but there were no noise. So the radio station be showing or the music could be playing, but nothing. So I was gonna go on Saturday, but the electronics guy wasn't there. And then I went this morning, and they go, "Oh, he didn't come today." But the guy, you know how you have your guy you drop your car off to. He said, "Hold on 1 second." Disconnected something under the hood, reattached it, boom, everything worked. He said, "I just rebooted the whole thing."
So it's back working.
Yeah, reboot works, huh? For everything.
Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah.
Vlad, you have a fantastic weekend. How was your weekend this weekend?
It was awesome, man. Went to see.
Hey, I have never seen more people cheering and doing dances when Florida State lost. Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, how was your weekend, Vlad? Before Leroy we jumped the gun on making fun of Florida State.
It was great. It's great.
Where did you go?
Went to go see Buju Banton perform at Amarant Bank Arena on Friday night. It was great. My man was incarcerated 15 years ago, so I've been waiting 15 years for this concert.
Wow. All right. How about that?
Yeah.
It's funny because Vlad go to the concerts. I remember I was in the casino. Vlad was coming back from Janet Jackson.
Oh, you kidding me? That's missing Janet? Are you mad? Hell no.
Headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Yes, as Leroy mentions, college football started off with a big-time upset. Georgia Tech upsets number 10 Florida State 24-21 in Ireland.
Now, question. I watched the game. Was it an upset because we put Florida State number 10, or did Georgia Tech just look better than Florida State?
I mean, Georgia Tech did look better than Florida State.
You see what I'm saying?
It was an upset because they made them number 10. They were,
right.
Suing the conference, suing to get out of the ACC.
Right.
It's always an upset.
And
if you're favored by a certain amount.
No, I understand that, but that's for betting purpose. But when you watch that game, did Florida State at any point in that game look better than Georgia Tech?
No, they both look like two evenly matched teams. They're playing the first game of the season.
Yeah, it's a shame for them.
Hey, if you're gonna lose early.
It's a shame.
Yeah, that's true. They could still look.
You could lose 2 times.
The only thing that makes it worse is in conference, right? But
yes,
especially the conference they sued to get out of.
Right. But other than that, like there's 12 spots this year, so it's not out of the question. But that DJ, oof.
Hey man, keep making money in college football.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make it in the pros.
No, definitely not.
No.
He convinced them all. He's like, oh no, I'm what you need. Like the guy at wasn't at Clemson, huh? Yeah.
Hey, when he was at Clemson, though, remember when he took over for that one game?
One game. That
It was
everybody,
like,
everybody thinks back to the one game
500?
the one game he played for Trevor Lawrence, and then when he was actually their quarterback, woof.
Woof is right.
I mean, he was also highly ranked coming out of high school.
He was highly ranked. I understand, but that was a long time. What was was that before COVID?
Yeah.
Like it was a long time ago.
Jesus, he's been playing before COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
He-
my!
I think 2020.
That's COVID.
Yeah.
So
I think his first year. This is 5th year, so maybe 2019 was his first year.
Oh my gosh!
First year, yeah.
It's like a generation ago.
Mm-hmm. Too long, man. Too long. But Florida State idiots.
Yeah.
Canes don't go lose this weekend. But seriously,
I'm
Yeah.
saying that's funny. Y'all talking all this stuff now. We talking a lot of trash, but then if Florida beats us,
well, I mean, it also, it's one of these things where it's like, they did lose to Georgia Tech last year, but they gave up that loss. Like they should have won. They should have just kneeled on the football.
You know what? Still a loss.
They should have just kneeled on the football.
They ain't gonna. Nobody ain't gonna remember
legitimately
why
just-
you know what?
Oh no! What are you talking about? Everybody's gonna remember that.
The team that lost. Well, wait. The team of the fan of the team that lost will always remember the particulars. Okay, but nobody else. Everybody else is just gonna say y'all lost to Georgia Tech.
Leroy, that's an all-time loss.
Again,
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
because you're a Canes fan.
Leroy, listen, okay.
That's like, but hold on. Even when the Canes beat like Duke on Halloween on the Miracle, everybody remembers how that game ended.
Right, but
with your friends at the bar, right? Hey, you guys lost to Georgia Tech in Ireland. Yeah, but at least we knew how to win a game and make sure to kneel down.
Well,
Like,
again, that's the fan. That's the fan thing, though, right? I'm saying anybody out. Did you just look at wins and losses? They don't look at how. That's why I say you like sometimes an ugly win is just a win because when you look back at it at the end of the year, they're just gonna say, "Oh, they won. It was a close one, but they still won. They managed to get it done."
That game was a derailer.
It was the start of like. It was the beginning of the end.
Wait, the Dolphins played the Chiefs the next day, I believe, and I remember I think there was a NFL Europe game, whatever, and they talked about it.
Then they played the Chiefs in Germany.
You're right.
Yeah, it probably makes sense because that's why I went to bed early because I remember watching Chaney get the ball and he had a run. I was like, oh, he got a big rush and a face mask penalty. And I remember I was watching like from my bed on my phone because I probably had to be up the next morning really early to do pregame. So I was just like, in the bag. I woke up the next morning. I was like, what?
Yeah, Eisen and Orlowski was talking about it during the game, the Chiefs and Dolphins game. That's how it's
Can I just say that's kind of like coaching 101, right? End of the game situation.
Coaching 101. I mean, it's not even like coaching 101. It's like coaching remedial.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's not even you don't even need a game sheet for that.
How to become a coach for dummies.
Yeah.
That's like chapter 1.
Like,
by the way, I'd like to just point out, boy, El Borre, huge Knowles fan, chatting a lot this morning. El Borre, I would figure you want to, maybe just pour back a couple of Guinnesses, unless that, brings back some stinging memories from this
and
weekend.
then to have Georgia Tech and all they did is doing river dance in the middle of the field.
That's tough.
That's a tough flight back, guys. If you're a fan. That's a tough flight back if you just went to see your team.
That is that's a rough one. At least you guys, at least they got to do some nice sightseeing. Beats Tallahassee,
I guess, but man, I mean, the only people that had more fun than Georgia Tech was Pat. Goodness, they had him everywhere, huh? Pat McAfee.
Oh yeah, he was tilted.
He was wasted.
Yeah, he was wasted, dude. Nick Saban looked very disappointed in him. He's like degenerate. Too much. Anyway, some Dolphins news this morning. Over the weekend, they did cut Mike White.
Saw that coming.
Skylar Thompson's going to be the backup. No shocker if you watched the preseason and didn't buy into Mike McDaniel's lies. Jordy Forston was also released. They have to be down to 53 by tomorrow. Some news on the injury front.
You know why they cut those guys early, by the way?
They're vets. Go get a new job.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mike McDaniel announced that Bradley Chubb and Isaiah Wynn will be on the physically unable to perform list, so they will miss the first 4 games. He was non-committal yet on an Odell decision, so I guess they're trying to figure out will Odell be.
What about Jalen Phillips?
No news on him. I think Jalen Phillips is good.
By the way,
If he's on the
Day
field,
South, like I love the way people come at me and say beating science, right?
Well, yeah.
But wait, but hold on. In his interview, he said they told them 9 to 12 months.
All right, king of moving the goalposts.
No, I'm not moving the goalposts.
Yeah, no.
Oh, wait. Wait. With every hold on.
Beating science. I don't understand why this is such a hard thing.
Hold on. Are you gonna listen or are you gonna comment?
No, I know exactly
because
what
I
you're saying.
said. Until you actually have the surgery, you never know how long the recovery is going to be because they don't really know what they're going to have to do. So, like, yeah, they told him 9 to 12 months. And then he went on to say, was it Cam Akers came back in 5 months. So maybe what they had to do was a little bit different.
I told you all of this in the lead up to this that he was beating science, and you said
it's not beating science if you're within the time frame of when they said you would be back.
Dude, he did that ladder drill
Vlad,
2 months ago, and you were like,
Vlad. If they tell you 9 to 12 months and you come back 9 to 12 months, is that beating science?
You're within the range.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're not beating science.
Get out of here.
When did he get hurt? November?
He got it hurt on Black Friday, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So closer to December.
Really closer to December. He's kind of
he's in like he's right. Don't say December. Okay.
You're just a goalpost mover. That's all it is. Just
I'm not.
I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to do one thing, and that's congratulate the man on beating science.
Listen, hold on.
Okay.
Let's say December, right? December is the 12th month of the year, and he's back in August. Like he's kind of beating.
No, he'll be back in September if he plays.
No, he'll be on the field, but he's been back. It's like hasn't he not been back?
He missed a week of training camp.
Right, he's been back the last 2 weeks.
But just because he's been practicing, he hasn't been doing full practice.
He's been doing full practice. Other than joint practices, he's been full practice.
All right. Okay.
That's 8 months.
I can't. Yeah, that's all right.
That's eight.
No, it's okay. Just admit he beat science.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah, great.
I'm giving him. You got to give the man props.
I love. I'm having a conversation about injuries with a person that's never.
No.
I'm telling you how
it has nothing to do with whether I've been hurt or not been hurt. The question when we started this discussion, which we've been having all off season, when he was beating science, is he's not beating science. When he beat science, and now you're like, he didn't beat science.
How's that? Science. Wait, how's that beating science though?
He beat science, dude.
No, How's that beating science?
You didn't think he'd be back week 1?
No, I didn't because I was not aware of what the doctors told him.
You told me he'd be
back.
You told me he'd be back.
I was very clear when I explained this. I said I have had no conversations with the doctor. I don't know what they actually had to do. Okay. I said that from the beginning. I said how. Did. Okay.
You definitely did.
All right.
Like you're saying that now. You definitely didn't say that.
I give.
Good.
So if the doctors say he'll be back 9 to 12 months, and he's back 9 to 12 months, that's not beating science.
It's beating science.
Okay. Great. I'm glad he's back, but great.
Like 8 months.
Okay, great.
Doesn't sound like you feel like it's great.
Because they also said he's going to be limited when he comes back.
Who? Who's they?
They said they don't know. He's not going to be a full participant the first week of the season.
Who said that?
That's what they were talking about. Do you listen to anything?
Who's they? You keep just adding details and you keep adding caveats.
Never mind. Let's just here. Regardless of what any one of us think, right? In 2 weeks, we'll know for sure. Okay? So whatever you believe or whatever I think is a moot point because in 2 weeks, they're going to play a real game and you're going to know for sure. How's that?
By the way, if he is put on the PUP list, you got to apologize to Leroy.
He's not getting put on the PUP. I know that for a fact.
Okay, so then
he's not because he is gonna play. I don't know to what capacity. Okay?
Because he beat science.
Okay, that's fine. Dude, like, all right.
Talking to this guy, he wanted to get both of his thumbs done at the same time.
And the only reason why I didn't is because I needed one hand to wipe. That's it.
Oh, you didn't even think about that, dude.
No, I didn't
You
think
need to
about
be convinced. You were gonna go wipe. You were gonna figure this thing out. I don't know what you were gonna do, but you're like, let's just go for a twofer.
You were going for a 2-for-1 special?
He was gonna go a two.
I was gonna get both my thumbs.
He was
done
gonna
at the same
BOGO
time.
his thumbs.
Hey, after I got the first one, I was like, oh.
Who's your
no.
doctor, Floki?
Actually, no. Hey, they got my digits working, baby. I'm not gonna complain about the doctor.
Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore
Oh, wow. Intangibles. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, the Great Country Show, Stars and Strings, is coming to Hard Rock Live on November 14th. And we got your chance to win tickets to see Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCollum. I believe Bailey Zimmerman's going to be at that show. Megan Maroney, Tennessee Orange. Great lineup there. If you guys want to win tickets, just text the word country to 20357. Text country to 20357, and you can win a pair of tickets to see Stars and Strings. Message and data rates may apply. It's a great show. It's a fun thing. They all go up on stage at the same time. They kind of do like looping acoustic sets. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty unique kind of set if you're a country fan.
A lot of cowboy boots, huh?
A
lot of cowboy boots.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of Daisy Dukes.
Leroy, you mute yourself, or you what's the deal there, man? I don't know. I see.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Vlad didn't unmute me. Well, who's got clean feet?
I'm not supposed to.
Who's got clean feet?
JFig. But that's not how that works.
I don't ever mute or unmute myself. See, there you go. Take it back. She said, I thought I did. I apologize. So,
all right,
yeah.
so -1 to JFig.
No, why you just yelled? That's not how that works.
-1.
Well, that's not how it works. Not how it works on Clean Feed, but she didn't do it on StreamYard.
Oh, I meant StreamYard. Not
yeah, the only thing we use Clean Feed for is so JFig can hear the commercials.
No. I meant StreamYard. Sorry.
That's how that works.
That's
did you watch any of the final preseason game? It was pretty awful.
I did, and we've had this conversation for 2 weeks, right? You can't get pushed around.
Yep.
Especially when you've been talking about not getting pushed around as being a point of emphasis. I don't know how much that's going to change with the starters in there. Okay. But when they did play, you kind of got pushed around. So that is just keep an eye on it. Right? I will allow some room for game planning and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you best believe Jacksonville will come down here and go, let's test them waters.
Let's give it a lot to Travis.
Let's see if they can really stop the run, or that was just preseason.
Yeah, they got some talent in that backfield, man.
And so from that standpoint,
now you got to wonder if their quarterback's going to hold on to the damn football because he's fumbles McGee himself. But
there's certain
Travis
things,
Etienne's been carrying him since college.
Right. There's certain things that in camp you should always keep a eye on. One, if another team's running all over you, or you run the ball all over somebody else, right? Because that running the football is key at pivotal moments in the game. And then, how are you protecting any of your quarterbacks? It shows whether you have depth on the offensive line. It shows whether, you have improved there. And that's the other thing. So,
can I tell you a preseason thing that I am not pleased with the head coach?
What's that?
Oh, you went in yesterday.
This continues to be an issue for him.
What is it?
He stinks at challenges, dude. Stinks at them. And he got baited like he was going up like he was going up against James Harden in the NBA, because Baker Mayfield completely duped him because he did the fake, hey, let's hurry up, because they threw a deep ball down the field. Keeps it inbound. I was like, that's clearly a catch. And so Baker was doing let's hurry up, let's get down. And Mike McDaniel got completely duped. He goes, red flag. And then he even had to yell at the refs for the red flag, even though it was very clearly in bounds. So, boom, got beat on another challenge. He's 0 for 2 or 3 this preseason. And his record previously in all regular seasons has stunk. He is perhaps the worst when it comes to the coach's challenge. And I don't know who's in charge of that. I know he's supposed to have like a guy.
Yeah, that's that's the thing. Right? Now, I will say this. Everybody has one play, right? For moments like that. And a lot of times you will go to that play even if it's close, right? So you don't want them even looking at it. It has nothing to do with whether it was completed or not. The offense has a play ready. They were probably going to run that play anyway. So it puts the other side of the ball in a bit of a rush, right? And that's what Mike McDaniel gets caught up in that. Upstairs, they should be giving him better advice. And it should be quick advice. And that's where it's failing. It's not failing with the offense saying hurry up, because anytime there's a close play where you think it may be a turnover, where you think it was on the sidelines and you're not sure, the quarterback would just signal the quick play. Geronimo. Everybody run to the line of scrimmage and call the play. It ain't got nothing to do with Mike McDaniel. He's not trying to dupe Mike McDaniel. It's automatic.
Tobin, want to hear his
Okay.
record? In Coach's Challenge?
Yeah, what's his record?
3-10 overall. A .231 average. He is the worst.
He's terrible at it. He's been terrible at it.
And you know who's second worst?
Who?
Sean McDermott.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Probably got to it's probably got to challenge a lot for Josh Allen or something like that.
And think about this. You play football and everybody plays on this time frame, right? Like you want to get out of the huddle X amount of time, 15, 20 seconds. You want this, right? X amount of time. When you do 2 minutes, X amount of time. You want to get the play called then, X amount of time. 2 minutes, everything goes X amount of time. Anytime something is sped up, right? It causes and I give you a perfect example. When the team goes 2 minutes, but it ain't 2 minutes, how the defense goes bat bleep crazy sometimes, right? It just throws you off your timing. So by him doing that, right, everybody panicked.
But
you gotta relax. You listen, you got time. If you don't get it, so what? How about not giving up the play?
But how is it one of these things where, like, okay, so let's say he has Ralph, the replay guy, up there.
Right.
Okay.
Wreck-It Ralph. That's what we should be called.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Like, what if he's a Badger coach? He's like, Ralph, I think. He goes, I don't know, coach, but he's like, no. I think this is it. I think we got this one. Like, what if Mike McDaniel is just a little overpowering with this because he likes throwing the red flag?
Can I just say this?
Thinks it.
If you have that guy and you don't get a definitive answer, so here, it's all about accountability, right? If you don't get a definitive call, then you don't use your red flag. And that's the way it goes. And you see coaches wanting to use it, but can't get the right answer. And so they put it back in their pocket. You just eat it. You just eat it. They gotta just clean that up.
He doesn't seem to eat it though. He seems to be very gung ho. I think him and his little, Ralph
the replay guy.
Yeah, like something's going on there. They gotta fix it, dude. It's not working.
But again, here's the problem. The whole problem with that is this is definitely something that, especially at home, should happen, right? You ever notice when you're on the road and your team makes a play, that replay is slow? And when you're at home, that replay got to be quick too. So everybody in the stadium that is game ops, they got to be on it too. Ooh, let's show the replay. Boom, boom, feet down. You know what I'm saying? And they show it on the Jumbotron. Everybody can see the play. And so the fact that it's sped up like that, everybody does it. When you go on the road, you don't never see a visiting team's replay until after the fact.
But somebody's got to have an iPad.
But hold on. That's a good point he made. Remember that NFC title game between the Eagles and the Niners? When that first drive, Hurts threw a bomb to Devontae Smith, but Devontae didn't catch it. If you look at the replay, he didn't catch it. But they hustled down. Shanahan kept the flag in the pocket, and the Eagles scored. So if you could make sure that the Eagles knew that not to show that replay on the scoreboard because
they played in Philadelphia. They're not going to show the replay. This has been going on forever because, first of all, you don't want the visiting crowd that's there to get mad about a bad call or something like that. And so, and then even more so, if it is a bad play or a fumble or something like that, you want to show it quick so the crowd get behind you and the crowd tell the coach. So, yes, it works. And everybody, but you should get a clear answer in the amount of time that team can run down and do it.
Look, there's plenty, especially when it comes to catch, no catch. Like there's some times where like I'm very confused watching replays.
I get confused with the ball hitting the ground and having control because that almost feels like a judgment call, and you could get either call.
The ground.
So you don't. But here, if in doubt, you don't throw the red flag. Now, sometimes I will say this. Sometimes a coach will, depending on when it is in the game, he'll use it because he was going to use the timeout anyway. So you might as well have it checked. You see what I'm saying? But no.
Vlad, do you have the list? Do you have who has the best challenge record?
Yes, I do. I actually did some research, and this is from Pro Football Network. So,
okay.
This is legit. Now, if we're going from last year, Jonathan Gannon, 1 challenge, 1-0. Shane Steichen has a 750 average. He was successful.
Couple rooks.
3 out of 4. Brian Daboll
was good at the challenge?
He was very good.
Yeah, but he didn't really have nothing to challenge because they were just bad.
When you gave me 3 and 10, that was his record. That
overall,
was that's his 2-year record.
So his first year, Mr. McDaniel was 1-5. He improved last year at 2-5. So he's overall 3 and 10.
That doesn't feel good. And then he's 0-2 this preseason.
Sean McDermott went 3-3 last year to move his record to a dismal 10-23. Those are the words of Pro Football Network.
Wow.
Okay. Zach Taylor went 1-2 last year from Cincinnati.
Okay.
He falls to 12-22.
Only 3 challenges throughout the year, huh?
Yes. Now you know who was the best challenges last year?
Who was the best challenge?
Besides, if you're going by more than 1 challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going by more than 1 challenge. Andy Reid. Andy Reid went 4-1.
Damn it. It's always
He was tied for the most wins last year at 4.
You know why? Here's the deal. He ain't never had the challenge.
Belichick got his ass kicked a lot in those challenges.
Did he?
Pretty much wrong a lot. I'll show you. He had a nasty record. It's one of the worst records. Him and Pete Carroll.
The old aren't very good at challenges.
So the greatest of all time was anything, but when it came to overturning calls, Belichick was 1-2 in 2023 and 53-78 in his career. 53 challenges won, 78 lost.
Damn. I guess that makes you feel a little better.
Dan Campbell, 0-4 last year.
Yeah, I can see that. He's emotional.
Yeah, he's emotional. And now you see the trend there? Is Andy Reid emotional? Is Andy Reid emotional?
When it comes to food.
No, but I'm just saying, when it comes to football, he's not emotional. You look at all the emotional guys. All the emotional guys are the ones that throw the red flag all the time.
I was very bothered by this out of the preseason game. It was like the one thing that came out of it was like, he still stinks at that. Got to get it fixed with Wreck-It Ralph. Whoever the replay guy is.
I'm going to tell you right now who's going to be good with the replay. Jim Harbaugh is going to be good with the replays.
I wonder what his challenge record was back in the day. Probably got to be somewhere.
But his brother had a terrible one last year. He's 0-3 to fall his overall record.
But see, can I just say, the reason why that gets lost is sometimes you want the timeout anyway, so you just challenge it.
I find this like Mike McDaniel challenging 7 times and these guys only challenging 3 confusing. Like, really, there's only 3 times over a 17-game season they thought a call was wrong.
But
it's very few.
It just depends on what the call is, and sometimes, okay, where you can challenge it. You know it probably, is going to stand or not be overturned, but you know damn well that it should be. And you just sometimes some coaches just don't want to deal with it.
It would drive me nuts because like if you're a coach and you challenge
every other play.
Well, because
you would try to challenge 8 times a game.
I don't like the cop out when they say a call stands. Like say your call is confirmed. All right, don't say it stands.
Well, confirmed means that
they got it right.
Right. But when it says stands, it means it's not enough evidence to overturn it.
Cowards. They have enough evidence. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Lord Stanley is back in town. It was Ryan Lomberg's. It was him and Dmitry Kulikov. They each got the cup. This Koepka, he got the golf with the cup. Koepka.
Wait, how you gonna golf with the cup? Don't you got beef? Don't you have beef with one of the
I
players?
don't know, but Lomberg went golfing with him, and then he's hanging with the cup. So he did get his Super Panthers fan moment, which I mean, cool for Koepka. But also, Aaron Ekblad told you, go bleep yourself on a stage.
You know he called your teammate a traffic cone, right? Lomberg.
Lomberg's thinking, I'm not a teammate anymore. I'm a Calgary Flame.
That's some Benedict Arnold's thing right there. That's a move right there. You know what? Let me go.
Isn't that weird though? You a Calgary Flame, but you get to have the cup.
You still get the cup? Of course, yeah. Still get your cup day.
No, I know.
And what's good is that you get it right before the season begins. So that cup reminds you that you were a part of a Stanley Cup winning team and you were a Florida Panther.
It's really cool.
I think they had a cool group of guys who got the message from their coach. They stayed the course the whole year. And one of the things I admired about that team so much or loved about that team was, and I told you this during the year, Tobin, no matter what, the Heat do that too. No matter what, stay the course.
Yep.
Right? And they did a hell of a job. Even, look, there's not a lot of teams that could be up 3-0 and lose. I mean, be up 3-0 and lose the next 3 games and nobody panicked.
My cheeks were so tight. Oh,
But and what did I tell you? That's one of the things you got to appreciate about the team.
I know.
Panic.
Which series?
Stanley Cup.
Oh, I thought you
The
were
finals.
The final.
No.
That game 7?
I get that, but the year prior, guys were up 3-0 and then lost 3 in a row too. That Derek Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you were
want
heading back to Boston.
I'll tell you why that didn't bother me as much. One, Jimmy Butler was really great in Boston. Like he did not. It's been such a weird thing between them. Like the Heat don't get rattled going to Boston. And then the other thing was they should have won that game 6, Vlad. Like the thing with the Panthers that was scary in that series is, man, they just didn't look like themselves in those 3 losses. Yeah, McDavid was awesome for 4 and 5. But I
never I didn't have the nervousness that you did because they had gone through a stretch like this during the course of the year. Remember when they almost lost the 1 seed, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, hey, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? Guys were hurt. And Paul Maurice was like, hey, you know, we've done this. We understand. There's some reasons behind this, and we're aware of the reasons, and we'll be okay. And he was very calm, and I was like, okay. I'm like, yeah, the guy has shown that he has a good grasp of everything that's going on. It got to 3-0. The same thing. Hey, we get to play game 7 in our facility. We know we're gonna make a couple of little tweaks here and there. We got it. And so like I never, and guess what? That was Florida Panthers hockey at its best that last game.
Oh yeah, especially the way they ended it.
Smothering. The ending was so like that was what you had been seeing all year. And I'm like,
calling card.
All right, there we go. So but everybody can't do that. Everybody can't stay the course like that. That's probably, guess who else does it? No surprise, Kansas City. Did they ever flinch during the course of the season? Did you see anybody losing it? Did you see anybody?
Oh, I saw the only time we saw somebody losing it was in the Super Bowl. We saw Travis Kelce losing it on Andy Reid.
Right.
Which, by the way, very strange. Never released that mic'd up.
You know, that might have been a guy who might have been frustrated.
You think so?
Well,
internationally?
But you know what?
You've been in Vegas for 2 weeks. Your girl is touring.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
You know what?
Another.
You know what though? Can I just say this? I've yelled at one of my coaches, right? And everybody thought that I was mad at him, but I was just like, Coach, we got this. We need to, and everybody thought I was yelling at him.
No, he looked Leroy Hoard Publix parking lot mad at Andy Reid.
Really?
He looked like a guy that's when you're frustrated.
He was beside himself angry at Andy Reid. It was crazy. It was like, whoa. And who gets that mad at Andy Reid?
But it also has to do with your relationship, right? Because me and you could yell at each other, right? I don't think none of it, or you don't think none of it. In fact, you laugh most of the time, right? We know where it's coming from, though. You see what I'm saying, Vlad? You know where it's coming from. It's like when you get married, when you've been married a long time, you and your wife get in an argument, y'all yell at each other, right? All right, let's go to bed. Like that's it.
Nothing makes me laugh than a husband and wife fighting, and then what do you want for dinner? Like right afterwards.
Yeah, that's how I am.
You know what I mean? Make anything, baby. It's okay.
Whoa.
All right, and that's it.
Look at that.
Yeah,
hey,
very aggressive.
Dude,
very aggressive.
I'm not gonna listen. That's a single man. No, that's not even a single man. That's a man in a relationship with a billionaire pop star. He's been in Vegas for 2 weeks. He's had to answer questions, meet this, that, and the other. He saw his girl just got there. He's frustrated. That's it. That was it.
You're making me look bad in front of Tay-Tay?
You're making me look bad in front of Tay-Tay and her friends.
By the way, I wanted to mention this is a really cool story. Griffin Conine is getting called up to the majors.
Oh,
Jeff Conine's son is getting called up to the majors. He hits tater tots. I know.
I remember when I almost killed him.
With
Wait, what?
Who?
So
Jeff
I used to golf at Weston, and he lives on the corner of one of the holes, and and him and his son were playing catch. Now they were on the golf course; they weren't in their backyard, right?
So they were playing catch, with
like just outside their yard because there's more room.
You hit a shot,
and I ripped one, and I'm like,
all
4!
The baseball became a golf ball.
The golf ball, yeah.
He heard you?
Yeah, that's hey, protect yourself.
You know how weird that looks, thinking that you're playing catch with your son.
No, but wait. They are on the golf course.
There's nothing like some
They're in the behind their house outside of the gate.
If you have that good grass there though, and then a little barefoot,
that was rough.
Little barefoot catch,
a little Bermuda grass.
No, Hey, that grass. I'm telling you what, that grass on the golf course. I don't know how they do it. It is amazing how they can keep that grass that short, that green. Because I look at my yard. If I ain't get rain for 2 days, we got some brown. What's going on?
Jeff Conine tweeted out because they put a video up of them telling him he's in the Jumbo Shrimp office, and by the way, this manager looks very Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And he tells Griffin, "Hey, go call your dad. Tell him there's another major leaguer in the family." And Conine tweets out on this video, says, "Can't even describe the feeling of when your son realizes his dream of making it to the major leagues. I've never seen a more dedicated individual. Cheers to you, Griff."
How old is he? Been a minute, right?
27? I think he's 27.
Yeah, that's the thing. Let me tell you something. If I had any hopes and aspirations of playing baseball, that killed it right there.
Oh, you wouldn't 27? You wouldn't be a career minor leaguer?
I don't know that, but the fact that you don't know.
You don't know, you got to spend time in Pensacola.
But it's not even that.
It's
like you could be good enough to play in the major leagues, but if you have an all-star or a guy in front of you, you still gonna get held back or traded a bunch of times as a top prospect or whatever. Just the path is too unknown.
Well, I'll tell you what, for a kid who does hit a lot of home runs,
does he hit a lot of home runs?
Yeah, he does. He's hit a lot of home runs every level he's been at. But starting at Coors Field, good place to start.
Oh my goodness.
In there. Take a break. Get your caught up with your headlines. Our Tua is next. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Buy your truck at a car store. Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Of course, the story of the weekend by far, Florida State goes down.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's tough. Losing to the Rambling Wreck in Ireland, that's tough. Especially after all, I mean, they gave Kirk Herbstreit the business this weekend. My God.
I think,
they
and
were
I hate to say
the hell
this,
out
what happened to Florida State getting all them guys drafted and losing all that talent?
Yep.
And somebody was explaining to me the reason why it's going to be hard for Florida State is because they did it all with transfer portal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So once those guys left, they got no base. At least with Mario, you're still doing an excellent job recruiting.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you got a mix of both, right? So if they get a bunch of guys, you know, they still got some guys coming up that can fill some shoes. Florida State did it all with transfer portal. So once transfer portal guys left, you're done. But I'm afraid, and I don't know what the actual status of all this is. Michigan's in the same boat, right? Michigan has, you know, they got 15 guys drafted.
Yeah, but you guys won the championship. Like no.
I'm not. No. I'm not saying it from that standpoint. I'm saying it from the standpoint of I don't know who they have, what young guys, how the recruiting has been, right? Because I'm not hands-on. Like I'm closer to down here. So when I see that, I'm like, ooh, they got all those guys drafted. I don't know. I've never seen a lot of these guys play except for the running back, Edwards.
Well, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. The Canes transfer, Damian Martinez, the running back. I hope it goes a lot better for him than it did for Uwe Ungalale.
Well, he plays running back.
Yeah.
You mean Cam?
No. I mean, actually, just taking something. I hope that Oregon State, I hope our Oregon State guy works out better. No, I know. Cam Ward's going to work out better. Come on.
Okay. Well,
This is going to work out.
You
This one's
started-
going to work out.
You know what? I hate when you you know what, guys? I think the Canes will make the playoffs, but let's relax. Week by week. Let's not start peacocking.
Vlad. I've been fighting this fight for 8 years. You think you won't come into a city?
I'm
and
here with you. Well, Leroy, I'm here with you. You don't got Marcos, who's his
I understand.
I'm here with you.
We had Chris Fowler on, and Chris Fowler just point blank asked, "Did you do the research?" He said, "No."
Yeah. And to be fair, I was going to be show me mode, but then I started watching the Canes. The Canes basically made their own version of Hard Knocks for their YouTube page, and I started watching it, and I was like, "Oh, that's good."
You are very easily got. You are very easily got.
Canes camp.
You know what? There's a couple things I need to see. I think the talent is going to be better. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to win the SEC. That being said, there's some questions I have about decisions during the courses of games.
You mean at the end of games?
During them too. Right? And so of all the other stuff, I'm more worried about that. which is like,
Didn't Chris Bosh say on Joe today that Mark Fletcher's going to be good to go? I think he did. Oh, stacked. We got ponies in the backfield.
Dude, relax. Here.
Wow.
This is the worst part of what I do.
Streppo and you should
Vlad,
have heard what
can I just tell you,
George.
This is the worst part
and
of what I do. Because he goes in with no reason, no nothing. And if you dare question all of that stuff, then you're a hater.
No, because he's only going, you're right. No facts, no research.
You haven't seen any of these guys play.
He is going with fandom. That's all he's doing.
And they won't even be honest about it.
That's all it is. No, because you know why it's fandom? Because if somebody questions it, you're upset. You shouldn't be upset. That's why it is called a discussion. It should be two back and forth. It should be a back and forth.
I can't go back and forth with fanboy.
No, Vlad,
fandom.
You should have seen.
You can't go back and forth.
You should have seen when Cam Ward was sitting in his interview chair. Like they have like a, the dark.
Is he throwing touchdown passes from that interview chair?
No,
Let's wait until that happens.
But he did. But he was talking about Jacoby George. He goes, most underrated wide receiver in the country. I was like, oh. And I was like, yeah.
In the country. He's played in every university.
But it's okay.
He's gone to every camp.
He's in the country, man. And he goes, never complains about getting the football. Just runs his routes hard. And Jacoby George is like, I've been in this heat for years. Never get tired. I was like, oh, I like that. He's going to have an engine that goes. Because let me tell you something about Gainesville. Sneaky hot up there. So when you go up there,
Florida in September,
it's disgusting.
Late August. It's nasty.
When these hillbillies in their jorts are going to be keeling over themselves when they're not blocking each other.
Wait. Question.
Keeping willy-nilly down the field.
Question.
What?
Wait, they live in Florida too.
Not
How are they going to be dying and you not?
Way different, dude.
So wait a minute. They're playing in their stadium.
Yeah.
In the same heat.
Place is a dump, by the way.
Okay, say that you
it's
welcome
a
to my world.
No, but I'm just understanding.
You can't. That's it. You're trying to understand.
No. I need to understand his reasoning.
Yeah.
See, the thing about it is, Leroy, we know he's wilding out, but he's got to explain his reasoning. So
he never does.
Yeah,
that's the point.
That's it. So then, therefore, the public will hear that it's just all,
No, they don't care. Because you know what they can go to?
Because
Leroy just being a hater.
They're minion.
I'm not minions.
Tobin's got minions. He's got minions.
El Bote
Tobinions.
It's hotter in Gainesville.
Tobinions.
Right.
What, Leroy? What's the temperature right now?
Here?
Yeah.
I'd say it's about 90, 91 degrees.
What is it in Gainesville? It's probably 91, 92 degrees in Gainesville.
Right now. Gainesville. How do you spell Hell?
Gaine. He says Hell. Wouldn't that be hot?
Let's see.
Yeah.
86.
Right. Wait. Point for Vlad. Wait. You say, how do you spell Gainesville? Hell. And he goes, wouldn't that be hot?
All right. In Gainesville right now, 86.
86.
In
right
Coral
now.
Gables,
Right.
89. But heat advisory.
So they got the same heat advisory, dude.
No, they don't, because when you Google and you just put Coral Gables weather, under the 89 degrees, it says heat advisory.
Hold on. So I'm not a meteorologist. But if one temperature is 86 and the other one's 89, and the team that's in the 89 is going to 86, how is that affecting the team that's playing 86, that plays in 86 degree weather? Explain that to me, Tobin.
Hold on. Wait. Let's go.
Okay. So it's a lot like when you go from elevation to sea level, okay? When you go up to down, you're coming in with more battery juice, okay? So when you're going 89 to 86, you're going up north. It's just, the burn's just not going to be there like it is for the Gators because they're only used to playing in 86 and no heat advisory.
Exactly.
Right. So they're going.
Wait, JFig did it perfectly, bro. What?
Because they think that's their heat advisory. They've never been.
Can I tell you something?
They've never been hotter in the oven like the Canes have.
Do you something? Like right now, the only thing that's missing is, yo, Tommy, go get my beer. Because you like all you need is a Bud Light right now. Because you sound crazy.
You know what it is.
Wait,
like,
dude, do you realize that right now,
Yeah.
you are embarrassing Barry University.
How so?
Because dude, it sounds, dude, right now, the way you talking, I could get more insight from a coconut. You make no sense. Right?
Everyone says, play the we train in the heat.
Right.
Remember that?
So do they. Yeah.
Remember when Teddy Atlas would yell at Tim Bradley that they were firemen?
Oh,
it didn't work. He still lost to Pacquiao.
But wait, so like, do you realize how ridiculous you sound right now?
No, I don't know. What do you mean? If you train in the ultra heat, right? But then you go down to cooler levels, you're coming in with more juice.
But you weren't.
But you didn't say that.
You were saying that the Gators cannot handle.
But they're not going to be used to it because like,
there is no heat.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what the Saturday forecast.
They're practicing in their conditions every day.
That's what I'm saying.
So how would they not be used to it?
What's their conditions? Hillbilly?
It doesn't matter if it's hillbilly.
We talk about temperature.
You're going to their hillbilly town.
Nah.
Playing on their hillbilly field. They're used to the hillbilliness.
Are they?
Yes. You see, I love when Tobin's caught because he's trying so hard.
I'm not caught.
Bro, you turned red, man.
I'll tell you who's caught.
No, don't try to segue. No, Tobin.
I'm not segueing. I'm not segueing. I'm not segueing. I'm not boxed in.
Oh, you're boxed
in. How am I boxed in?
Oh, you're boxed in.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, you're boxed in.
They're going into a hot box. That's what's going on.
Who's going into a hot box?
The Gators.
Why? It's hot.
You know when he lost? The minute when he said, how do you spell Gainesville? And he said H-E-L-L. And I said, wouldn't that be hot? That's it. It stunned him. That was a body blow.
You understand? No, it wasn't a body blow.
Dude, he hit you in the liver.
No, it was like a head kick, but I got the hand up right away. So my hand stings a little bit, but I'm not knocked out.
No, because your explanation was totally, it made absolutely
makes sense. If you play in worse conditions and you're going to better conditions, you're coming in better conditions.
You weren't saying that. You saying that the
saying that the rednecks and the Jorts guy were going to be hot and sweaty and
they are. Well, because here's the thing: when you get to that fourth quarter, the Canes are going to be like, "This is nothing." But that's all because the Gators, that's all they know. That's all they know.
But they practice it every day, so why wouldn't they?
But there's going to be a limit. When you have a limit that you can go to,
so does that apply? Does that apply to Jacksonville?
Now there's a limit.
Does that apply to Jacksonville?
Yes, that's
coming down here.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's reverse. That's ridiculous. What are you talking about?
So is Jacksonville going to struggle down here?
Hard to say. They're pros.
Hold on.
Wait.
They're pros. We talk about the Dolphins going into the cold all the time.
Yeah,
they're pros.
Yeah, but
So no, I'm asking you: are the conditions gonna be the same when Jacksonville comes down here as when the Canes go up there?
There's less protection in Jacksonville. Like it's more hellacious in Jacksonville than it is in Gainesville.
Huh?
Yeah.
Pull up the temperature in Jacksonville, you jackass.
Sure. I'm happy to.
It better not be cooler. It better not be cooler than Gainesville, unless you just get another
86 right now.
Yeah,
I'm saying Jacksonville's probably 85.
High of 91 today.
Oh, okay.
Hotter than both. Told you. That's from all the pollution, though. That's why they got no atmosphere. It's a dump. It's a terrible.
Do you live on planet Earth?
Nah,
where do you live?
I'm just giving you the Google facts.
That's not Google facts.
That's Tobin facts.
It's literally the Google facts.
Dude, you have come up with a whole bro science that makes literally no sense to anybody.
It doesn't matter. Look, here's the thing, though.
Nobody understands what the hell you're talking about. You know what? You should have this conversation with Mike McDaniel. I think he's the only one that would understand you.
Look, the weather can be whatever the weather is, but a hurricane, storms are brewing for the Gators. All right, it's hurricane season.
Okay, but I would wish you would have said that because then you sound like a fan, and I would live with that. Right, but when you tried to explain as to why, when you use the weather, then you lost me.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. If you can't keep up, that's
no,
fine.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to simplify it for you.
It doesn't make sense.
It does.
No, it does.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
You think it does?
Okay. Seems like the chat is keeping up with me.
You know what? You know what? Lynn just texted me. Lynn just texted me. He wants you to go right over to LabCorp and get urine and blood work after the show.
Are you the guy with CTE?
Perhaps.
What? From what? You ain't never been hurt in your life.
That's not true. I had dead foot.
And then he's gonna be the one to say, "I beat science."
Yeah. Dead foot.
I did overcome dead foot. Take a break. Back after this.
Oh my goodness.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hey, the Great Country Show Stars and Strings is coming to Hard Rock Live on November 14th, and we've got your chance to win tickets to see Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCullum, and more. To enter, text the word country to 20357. That's country to 20357, and you can win a pair of tickets to see Stars and Strings at Hard Rock Live on November 14th. Message and data rates may apply. Let's get to a training camp report, which is sponsored by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical
Tomorrow
College.
is D-Day.
Yes, sir. Are you ready to level up your career game? On some of these cuts, you might want to go to MDCPS Technical Colleges. They've got you covered. Choose from tons of programs, learn from top-notch certified instructors, and get real-world experience. And the best part, you can graduate debt-free in just 1 to 2 years. If you're ready to make the move, log on to careerinayear.com or call 305-558-8000. MDCPS Technical Colleges, your best choice for a brighter future. The Dolphins lost their preseason finale to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 24-14. Big news coming off of that is that Mike White got released. So Skylar Thompson is your backup quarterback this season.
You'll have another quarterback on the practice squad.
Yeah. Though, I mean, yeah, you got to have the emergency quarterback, but I don't think it's going to be Mike White. I think he'll end up somewhere else.
Schmeathan just said Mike White. He just saw Mike White just drop off his resume at El Dorado. That's so messed up.
I think he's got enough bread to sit on it for a year. I'm sure someone's gonna pick up Mike White. I'm sure someone is, but I do think he got outplayed. Like I thought that Skylar Thompson was clearly the better guy out of the two. I don't know why Mike McDaniel had to do this whole mirage, but it's because Mike McDaniel's
because here's what you learn in sports. Never say anything that you don't have to. Okay? Why on earth would he tell you 2 weeks ago that right now is Skylar's job and it's his to lose with the backup role 2 weeks before you have to make a cut? Where you want to see the best version of both guys, you egg them on and let them know, everybody got a chance.
No, here's the thing. I thought when he said it was neck and neck, which was a lie, but it was a fine lie. Just to say it was neck and neck.
You don't know that. Why you playing the result?
Because
he cut Mike White, you saying it wasn't close 2 weeks ago?
It wasn't close. It wasn't close.
Right.
It wasn't close.
Okay, But why because that means the coach is a liar?
Here's the thing. I don't understand.
What you're saying. To make you right, you're calling the coach a liar, saying that's not what he was saying.
Okay, let me get this straight.
He knows more than you do.
This is adorable. You just started this by saying, why say anything that you don't have to say?
Right.
Okay. Then he says something that was very clearly untrue, and you're like, you don't know that.
You don't.
But you just told me that. Coaches lie all the time.
No, but you don't again.
Withhold information all the time.
Again, if a coach did that with all the players after the first 2 weeks of training camp, you wouldn't have any motivated players. Like, why? Well, I ain't gonna be here anyway. What's the point of me going out here?
Do you think he was being honest or not?
Huh?
Do you think he was being honest?
I have no idea. Because you don't know what these competitions are.
Oh, dude, trust me. When he was making up things like he was making it Legends of the Hidden Temple for his quarterbacks, and he had that whole nonsense that he was talking last week, you knew he was full of it.
By the way, I got a text.
From?
Tell Tobin to give up his cane card with that sad argument.
Who's telling me to do that?
My friend.
Don't even understand why would I give up my Canes card if I'm saying they're going to go smoke?
Because he says you're embarrassing them as fans with those comments.
I would say, you know what? He's embarrassing himself as a fan if he thinks that that's not true, because it sounds like a guy who doesn't have a lot of faith and wants to already crank up the excuse machine. So tell him to turn in his card. Jackass.
Why? Wait. Can I? The reason why you're in turmoil with everybody is of your own doing, right? You go out here on this ledge and you say these ridiculous things, and then you get a little snapback, and then you get mad and say you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The only reason you would tell somebody to turn in their Canes card is if you had no faith they were going to go beat Florida.
What does that have to do with their cane card?
Because he's losing his card for sass. That's why. I've just revoked it.
And you can't lose your card for just being absolutely ridiculous?
No.
Wait. Who made you
Right.
Who made you revoker of all Kane's cards?
I didn't, but when you come and try and take my card, I'm going to defend myself.
I mean,
and I'm taking his card.
That's true. You have the right to defend.
I got hit first.
You have a right to defend yourself, but please make sense of what you were saying. We still have not.
Here, you tell your buddy, act like a Canes fan and stop acting.
This is good.
Stop acting like a Seminoles fan who just lost in Ireland.
You gotta love Tobin.
And go into the hostile environment saying you're going to kick their ass and stop sitting here. Oh, Stowe, you're embarrassing us. What if we lose? Oh, that guy's not a Canes fan. He's not a Canes fan.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's not a Canes fan. He has no swag. Probably wears Dockers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No. Wait, or you can say, he can say to you, you probably wear flip-flops with the toes out.
Leroy, he got you. This is Tobin. You know what? Every time.
Because look, he changed the argument so we don't focus on what he said.
I didn't change the argument.
You did.
Yeah.
I didn't change the argument. He changed the argument. You're an anonymous coward fan.
The anonymous Canes fan just said for you to turn in your card because of your take about the weather going into that game.
Right.
Which I said they're going to smoke the Gators.
But you did say they would smoke the Gators.
Nobody was talking about wins and losses.
We weren't talking about who winning or losing. It was about your.
Well, what else is it about? What else would it be about?
You made it about the weather, jackass.
What's this guy making it about?
No. We are not continuing this conversation.
I'm not.
That's it. You made it about the
take-
weather. You said it should be about
the thing.
winning and losing.
You're not going to hit me with
No.
No.
You
You're
made
not
it
going to
about
hit me
the
with
weather.
anonymous pot shots.
Did
and
you
I'm
not
gonna
make
just
it
let
about
that
the
roll.
weather?
I made it about heat.
You made it about the weather. Isn't that the
course.
weather?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna be an issue.
So why are you saying it shouldn't be about
Well,
anything other than?
No. Here's the thing. I said it because Jacoby George is like, I don't get tired in the heat. Which Cam Ward said, most underrated receiver in the league, in the country. And then you're like, what does that matter? Gainesville's also hot. I'm like, not this hot.
That is.
So I came with it with research. I came with it with.
No, you didn't have research.
No, I did.
It's 3 degrees cooler in up north.
That was it. That's the reason. You thought it was just going to be just as
Oh,
hot.
I'm sorry. Let me tell you. You guys want to know what the difference is between 34 and 31? Freezing. That's what it is.
So what's the difference between 89 and 86?
Melting and really hot.
3 degrees.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Tobin,
You were good.
Tobin,
You were so good until you went to the math to try to explain it.
You are my friend and I love you, but you cannot believe this. There is no way on planet Earth you can believe.
Let me explain. I'll explain to you.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't go to science class. No, I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't go to. No, I'm sorry.
Is like
I know you were.
Wait. I'm sorry, Tobin. And ladies and gentlemen, something that I was reading the comments from people on the YouTube. Something that Leroy and myself, you could tell we're getting old, completely forgot. Leroy, what is the nickname of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium? What is the nickname when the Gators play?
The swamp.
What is the swamp?
Disgusting.
Hot, soupy,
Humid.
Isn't it embarrassing that they call themselves that? It's not even the hottest place in Florida.
Don't try to change it because your explanation.
I'm just telling you that that's a ridiculous claim from them.
Don't try to change it.
The swamp.
You try to make an example. 89 and 86. That's
I would
a 3
kill for
degree.
86 right now.
Yes, but 86 in the swamp is just as hot.
Nah, it's not.
Oh,
Wait, it's 86 at your house. You're closer to Orlando than we are.
Oh no, dude! It's. I mean, you've never been to Lake Worth heat. It's ridiculous.
And the high in Gainesville today is 92, which is probably the high in South Florida as well.
Nah, it's not the same though, dude. It's breezier there. I'm telling you, there's more trees.
It's swampy. What are we doing?
We have so much like down here. It's a city. There's bricks. It's just a different level of soupy. I don't know what to tell you.
Down
You
there,
guys,
it's nothing but water and moisture and humidity.
what do you think? You take a paddle boat to get to the stadium?
A paddle boat? Really?
Fan boat? Whatever.
Dude, wait,
the point is,
wait a minute. We went into the heat facility for an hour and came out and it was flooded.
Yeah. Scary.
Like
That's what I told you. Harsher conditions.
How?
Because dude, we live on the ocean. It's the Wild West out here, or technically the Wild East. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like weather roulette.
And do you know what to do in the swamp?
Can I just tell you?
Do you know what to do in the swamp?
Did you go to class for this?
Dude, I'm not going to hear it from you. You're a math major, not a science major. Because did you not hear my boxing argument about the difference between 34 and 31 being freezing?
And then what's the difference between 89 and 86?
Dude, way more. I'm telling you. There's hot and then there's deadly. And the Canes are going from deadly to no big deal.
It's the swamp.
Let me explain something to you. Hey, I'm going to table this.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to table this. If you ever say about weather that there's no difference or a big difference or no difference between playing here or somewhere else because it's a couple of degrees cooler. Okay. All right. I just want to clarify that.
I don't understand that. Like, what?
Because you're going to take the other side.
What exactly the argument? So you think I'm going to come in here on a Monday, and if the Canes lose, I'm going to say, "Oh,
no. I'm not saying about the Canes.
Okay.
I'm saying there's going to be a weather situation where you're going to say it's no big deal. It's basically the same temperature.
I don't think so. Like, I don't see. Like, if you're going to do this
you just said Jacksonville coming down here is the same.
It is. But did you not hear my my explanation about the pollution atmosphere in Jacksonville?
Pollution atmosphere.
Oh, Jacksonville's a disgusting place. I mean, like the sun basically like lives on you. All right, there's no clouds to protect you because it's all just muck and haze in the clouds. It's terrible, terrible place. The water's brown, has a smell to it.
Are they playing? They're not playing on water, guys. They're playing on the field. Like, why we feel that's enough. I'd like to know how you want to explain the state of Florida.
Yep.
Hot as always.
That
it's going to affect one team, considering that team is playing in their home field where they've been practicing, right, Leroy?
Yep.
They've been practicing for like the last 6 weeks. How that's going to affect them because the U is coming to Gainesville. That the U will be able to handle the weather conditions of Gainesville.
Because it's hotter down here, dude. It's more extreme. Why is this crazy to you guys? I don't understand it. You guys actually think that in Gainesville it's hotter?
Because
same conditions.
Pretty much the same conditions. I've seen Gainesville come here. I've seen the Gators come here and not have any problems. I don't see them cramping. Same thing with Tallahassee, Florida State.
I mean, I don't know. Your eyes haven't been there, Vlad. I don't know what to tell you.
I've seen them come down here.
But that was a talent thing. Like, I'm not saying like you can't win on weather alone. If there's a talent discrepancy, obviously.
And I would say to you, it's always mostly about talent.
I would agree with that.
But that's the first.
But then why'd you make it about weather?
Well, just like with your Jalen and Phillips argument, you're moving the goalposts. Like now we can have a different argument.
No,
the argument's always going to be who's the more talented team.
No.
That's always the argument.
No. Not always.
Point for Lee.
You brought weather. I accidentally hit this.
You brought weather into it.
I was just telling you what they said about Jacoby George, and you guys just dismissed it because you guys are disrespectful.
Yeah, because we haven't seen him play, and I want him to be better than
you
Florida.
have seen him play.
I want him to be better than Florida. That's it.
He doesn't have that bum TVD throwing the ball to the other team.
And you were celebrating TVD like he was the best thing coming.
And then he became a fat cat. Okay.
His muscles didn't adhere to his skin.
Of course he didn't.
He was hurt.
Muscles adhering to his skin. Fat cats don't have muscles.
Man, you turn so quick.
Goodness, you are evil.
No, it wasn't quickly.
No, you realize that was a serious problem, right? But they didn't have anybody else that could play quarterback.
I do realize. You know what else didn't adhere? Him keeping the football to his teammates.
Oh my goodness. Wow. See, I can't even go there because they asked that guy to play hurt and then criticized him, and you know what I mean? Like, wow. All right.
Couldn't get a Wisconsin jersey on fast enough.
I mean,
during the
you do understand he was playing hurt, right?
You
know he was playing hurt, right?
The whole time, dude. Okay.
No, yeah, but most of last year. No, that's. What do you mean?
Okay.
You ever had a condition where your muscles didn't adhere to your skin?
Should have talked to Jalen Phillips. Could have beaten science. Game balls and game bums is next.
This guy's a ball.
Gather around the locker room, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Leroy Hoard to hand out his game balls and game bumps. What do you got, Leroy?
Well, let's start off with game bum Florida State. Like, you look terrible. I could put it on your quarterback. He's been good for one game in his college career. Everybody seemed to think that we can get the best out of him. That ship has sailed. Just a bad, like, Georgia Tech was better than you. They look better than you. They performed better than you. They deserve to win. And it wasn't even close. Like, to me, it wasn't even close. So maybe that's us who thought you would be better. Or maybe it's just you. You're not that good.
Also,
I don't
stop
know.
suing people.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, also, there's a reason why everybody else said no. Because you can't beat Georgia Tech. And you might be in the perfect conference.
Bum.
My game balls go to two people. Lydia Ko won the Women's Open Championship. Birdied the last hole to do it. It was cool. American Nelly Korda kind of could have got a game bum because she spit the bit in the last few holes. She had she pulled the Rory. But that golf course is tricky. So, and to Keegan Bradley, when you hear he's going to be is a Ryder Cup captain, right?
You're asking me?
No, I'm just saying because I get him sometimes the President Cup or Ryder Cup. I think he's going to be the Ryder Cup captain, right? He just won a golf tournament in the playoffs. So that's kind of cool that you got a guy who's going to be a captain and he's still winning. He's probably one of the youngest captains too. He's only 38.
Wow. Yeah, he's going to be the U.S. Ryder Cup captain.
Yeah.
Like you said, he just won the BMW champion.
Right.
That's different. You're right. When the captain's
you got to do a lot of stuff. You got to do a lot of stuff. So it's kind of crazy. Now, Tiger did turn it down. And I think one of the guys who was going to be the captain went to live. So, like,
but remember, the Ryder's next year.
Koepka?
No, the Ryder's next year. The Ryder Cup's next year. So,
and the President's Cup is this year.
This year.
So the Ryder Cup's in 2 years, not next year.
In 25. Next year.
Okay. So, yeah, really cool to see him, still have some, I don't know what's cooler, him being so young and being the Ryder Cup captain or still being good enough and being able to do both duties at the same time. There's a lot of work that goes into a Ryder Cup.
It all depends on who the European captain is, because if it's somebody who's a vet,
the European captain is I forgot. It's announced already. You can pull it up. I forgot who it was. But yeah. So it was really cool to not only that, because once you see guys get the Ryder Cup captaincy, usually it's because they're on the tail end. Like, he got a chance to win the cup.
Luke
Donald. There you go. See, look where they are in their careers.
I got a game bum.
What's that?
Everybody on the internet who's pulling a U and fat shaming Luka Dončić.
Hey, no, wait a minute. First of all,
fat shaming him.
Don't call it a Leroy.
Oh, okay.
You know
what do I call it?
Being observant.
Okay. Not nice. Everybody was saying he's pushing 300. That he's
pushing 300 right now.
They saying he had a bit of a belly in the Goran Dragić charity game.
It's off season. All right.
Slovenian off season.
Yeah. So, but why? Listen, did Leroy fat shame Luka? No, because he's Luka.
People are fat shaming Luka.
Well,
and
you
I don't
know
like.
what? If we were fat shaming others, he did.
They're saying a little bit of pooch in that belly.
Look at that. Look at that 7-7. He looked like he pulling he trying to get traded because he looking like he pulling a James Harden.
Pulling a James Harden.
Yeah.
It looks like he's a 757 right now. Kind of big.
Yeah.
Speaking of guys who went from big to in shape, what about Zion Williamson? Have you seen the pictures?
Yeah,
I
he
have.
looks
He
good.
looks thin.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who still looks in good shape, though, is I guess just because he just came off the Olympics, but Joker still looks good. Joker threw a lob to himself off the backboard. And I was like, whoa. That guy has so much fun playing basketball that's not the NBA.
Right. Yeah.
You never met a person who's so good in something but doesn't enjoy the fruits of what he's good at, but everything else he loves.
Yeah.
He loves everything else.
Just having a good time.
It's one of those things he probably loved to play basketball, then it became work.
I
Right?
guess.
The NBA became work.
There was a lot of Goosies from that Goran game I got to get to, including Chris Bosh stepping on a court for the first time in 8 years, which was really, really cool. But we got to take a break. Take a break. Back with more to here on the show. Stream it live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 56 WQM, and on the Odyssey app. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Dolphins have wrapped up practice for the day. Tua Tagovailoa is going to meet with the media shortly.
And they don't have practice tomorrow, right?
I don't think so.
No,
I'm not positive, but I don't.
Because
think
I would
so.
say,
4
I'm
p.m.
gonna just throw this out there.
Hmm?
That would suck to put in a day's work and then get cut.
That's what I was saying. That dude, you got to be, crapping in your pants right now. Like this might be your final day to show out to make sure that you have a spot on the roster.
But here's the deal. And you kind of get an idea who's on the bubble or whatnot. But if you wait until this last day to show what you can do,
damage is done.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? Like you going and ball out when you had 3 preseason games and you go ball out to practice before cut day.
Yeah.
That's more insulting to the team.
Yeah, it's I agree. That's going to be an interesting one. But we will hear see if Tua is obviously this is the first time I think he's talking since the Brian Flores thing blew up again last week, and then whatever. Unless he tells Brian Flores to go bleep himself again, which is not going to happen. If anything, I bet you he's going to be like, I feel bad because Tua's a nice guy.
Calling somebody a terrible person is kind of rough.
It is rough.
Because you don't know that man for real like that.
But guess what?
You get an idea of what he was with you.
Vlad, I can say this, right? It shouldn't have to be explained. But I don't know what your relationship, I don't know, Tua don't know what Brian's relationship if he have a wife and kids.
He does.
He don't know that relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
Only thing he knows is the relationship he's had with him. And according to him, in his relationship, he's a terrible person. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care. You
Leroy, I can't call you see, here's the thing, Leroy, and I just hear what you're saying. But where I'm from, I'm still a man. And you calling me a terrible person to the national media, you don't know me. I still got I still got a wife, I still got a family.
You know why that don't fly with why that don't fly with me?
What's that?
Here's why. Because there's athletes that could sign 300 autographs and dismiss that next person. And that next person gonna call that athlete a jackass.
Right. What I'm saying is you can call me a terrible coach. You could call me a terrible communicator. But saying in the public I'm a terrible person?
Yeah. If my interaction with you warranted that, then I'm just calling it for I don't know how you treat your wife and your kids. I don't know how you treat this guy, that guy. It's through my.
The thing that was fascinating about it too is Flores didn't really buck against a lot of what Tua said. Like,
right.
But it kind of felt like he said that hurt. Like he said he's a human, but he also said he grew a lot. So I think
did he really apologize?
No.
Right.
I mean, he said he wished him the best. He didn't apologize.
At least the fakest of people would say this. Look, that wasn't my intent. If I did do that, I apologize. I tried not to carry myself that way. Or the company line, right? He didn't even go that far, right? He said, I'm human. He did everything but apologize for Tua, which makes him even worse. You understand? It makes him even worse. Because, wait, you looking at it from the standpoint of how Tua made Brian Flores feel in front of his people, right?
Right.
But let me ask you a question. How the hell you think Brian Flores made Tua look in front of his peers?
The same way I would think he would make the other peers feel the same way as a head coach. Because here's my thing with that. Here's the thing, Leroy. I understand. If there's one player on a roster that you should have a relationship with, it would be the face of the franchise, which would be the quarterback. Okay. But you also got 52 other gentlemen that you got to coach.
Don't matter. Your job is more dependent on that one player than anybody else on that field.
Plus, it's already been revealed. Like he did a lot of this to other players too, and a lot of young players, especially.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't like he was single.
And they probably all think he's a terrible person too.
And there was probably 44 other people who probably thought he was a good person as well.
But the thing that's different with the Tua thing is like you guys, like they left Tua out to dry.
Loves him.
You don't think, but wait, see, this is where I get where you're coming from and how that's harsh or whatever. But do you understand? This man was almost single-handedly responsible for ruining Tua's career. Right? How is like, no. So for the same reasons why you saying, oh, we got to go to blows if you call me that in front of my family or whatever, thinking you got a guy in your life that's supposed to be one of the people helping you, and he's damn near ruined your career.
But I think that's the thing, like, with it's not like he said, quote, Brian Flores is a terrible person. Like he's doing an explanation of the difference between both of them. But even if you want to play that game, Vlad, like I think Tua probably will. I think knowing, Tua as like the way that he does handle himself, he probably got caught up in the answer. I bet you he does walk it back somewhat. I bet you he does.
I don't have no problem with everything he said.
Okay, but so Tua's a good enough here. This will clarify it right now, okay? It was out of character for Tua, and he probably was pissed off about what Brian Flores did to him, and he'll probably walk it back, right? And say, look, I probably, I was really upset with what happened. I probably shouldn't have went there, right? But Brian Flores didn't do that to him, which makes it even worse. You feel me?
Like
it makes it even worse that he didn't even try to apologize. He just talked about other stuff, but never actually apologized to Tua. So that makes him an even worse person.
And they really did leave him out to dry.
Right.
Like, those whole couple of years when the rumors were going on, you did feel bad for him. You did. Like they're like, they were treating Tua terribly.
Hey, if Tua walks it back, is that more of an indication of what kind of person he is? And the fact that Brian Flores never came out and apologized to Tua, is that evident of what kind of person he is? Because guess what? I promise you this, it was a lot easier for Brian Flores to get another job than for Tua to end up where he is today.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think you think Tua would be able to handle your coach?
Belichick?
No, your college coach.
He had Nick Saban.
I'm saying, would he be right?
Yes.
He would have been able to handle it.
Yeah.
Okay. You think he would have been able to handle Belichick?
Yeah, he had Nick Saban.
Okay, so my questioning is this. He had those type of guys.
But there's certain Vlad, there's a difference in being hard on a player and being counterproductive with a player.
This is another thing too that I don't understand with people. Like the thing that was beating down was not, hey, you're not good at quarterback. It was that they were actively trying to replace him.
Okay,
week in and week out, and then they go into the media, Vlad, and they lie.
Okay, so
then they lie, and then they make him go face the media,
and that's nasty work.
Like that has nothing to do with coaching styles or that he got yelled at. Like also, then on top of it, he's like allegedly getting texts, "Don't blow this, don't suck." Like that's not coaching.
Okay, now that part, I'm not giving Flores is at fault, but I feel like everyone's at fault. Because somebody's getting when he's a coach, to start losing, supposedly, right? Hey, we want you to lose. Then, can you bring a certain GOAT status quarterback to a yacht so we can have a conversation? Oh, hey, there's some, creep in Houston that wants to get traded, wants to leave. Hey, is there any chance for us to get it? So everybody involved.
Yeah, the organization definitely has
everyone involved.
Everybody, except Tua, because he was the recipient of all that stuff.
Okay, but
that being said,
you got to go a little balsam. You got to go. You got to be a little thick. You got to be a little tougher. You got to be a little tougher because as
can I just tell you something, Vlad? Coaches have yelled at me. Coaches have yelled at me. Coaches have had told me that I need to do better, but they never told me I was garbage. Okay? That is not the coach's job, is to get the most out of their talent.
And you know what, Leroy? I agree with you, but he was getting the most out of his talent because you know why? Other than that first season, he had winning records. And one thing I can honestly say about those Miami Dolphins teams, come December and January, they were they were winning December and January, going on the road, going to cold weather places, and beating teams. That's what I remember.
Nah, not in Tennessee. They didn't.
I remember them going to New England, causing New England the number 1 seed.
Yeah, but New England was New England was going to be the 1 seed?
No, New England would have been the 1 seed.
You're talking about the tank year.
They would have been the 1 seed.
Yeah, you're talking about the tank year with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, and then what happened the following year?
The next year they weren't good because Tom Brady was like on the outs. That was the breakup. Which is
the
probably why he didn't want to.
But the Dolphins' records in December and January under Brian Flores is 5 games above.
He still I understand that, but he also had 7-game losing streaks in there too, Vlad. Like you like this whole idea of like
that's the weirdness about these coaches. Like if I really wanted to have 2 coaches for the Dolphins, I would have McDaniel coach from September to November, and then have Flores coach from November to
tag team
January.
match,
tag team coaching, because
they tried that in you know where they did that? Chicago with Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka.
And guys, you got to understand my final point about this. And he was bad to Tua, and he was bad to a couple of guys, but maybe he was coaching everybody. He had to change his coaching philosophy, but he's also got to coach 52 other players.
I understand. It's a strong thing, but I think the thing is like for Tua to sit on it for 2 years, basically, and Brian Flores dealing with that day in and day out for 2 years, and Tua, this is like the one thing, like Tua having his moment after, yeah, you said I sucked and I got a franchise contract. You know, maybe Tua still got accomplishments he has to go. We still have to see that Tua can be the guy that leads the Dolphins to key wins, but it was still an important summer for him. He did hit a huge professional goal that this guy probably never thought that he was going to reach. And yeah, he's peacocking a little bit. Was it strong? Yeah, it was strong. I venture to guess that Tua has been told worse stuff from Flo.
I would say I bet you he's been told worse stuff from Nick Saban. But here's the deal, right? In order to feel that way, you got to feel this coming from a certain place. Like, I've had coaches yell at me, but I always knew those coaches had their best interest in my performance, right? They wanted me to do as well, right? When somebody says the same thing and you know that person don't really like you, it hits home different. And you could say he's coaching a lot of guys like that, but when a guy does not like you and he says he's just coaching you hard, it comes from a different place. It comes from a place of hate and not out of love. You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, if he deemed that as that guy being a terrible person because it came from a place of dislike and not a place of production or love, then I don't have a problem with it. Because he is the coach. He is the guy that's supposed to get the most out of all of his players.
Can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover
Sure
Law
can.
Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com, free consultation 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Hold on, let me get my wires ready.
Just got to bring that giant-ass wire with them.
All right. It is mostly cloudy, but the sun is poking through a little bit. We got light winds, maybe 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's maybe a little more than light. I would expect some showers later on today because that's what it's been doing for the last week. And the winds are blowing out of the southeast. And I would say the temperature's right about 90, 91 degrees.
And Leroy is correct.
Boom.
Jesus Christ.
He's a golfer.
Hey, dude. Hey, we got a little rain shower when I was golfing this weekend, and it felt like it got hotter. That's the worst.
We'll take a break. Now more to this.
Welcome back to the show.
What happened?
Tobin's doing some stuff, and I was supposed to text him a minute before the music happens, but I was also doing stuff, putting stuff up in the podcast. So I completely forgot. So that's on me. But he's back now. He is back.
Hello.
That's on me, Tobin. I forgot to.
It's all good, buddy.
I was putting hour one in the pod.
We're all going out here. Leroy, what do you got? What are you eating right now, Leroy?
By the way, Leroy, people were questioning what was wrong with your cough last hour because you were coughing during game balls and game bumps.
That wasn't me coughing.
It wasn't?
Okay. Not sure.
I think it was you.
Yeah, I was just listening to Tua's press conference on
any mention of
yeah, I'm gonna bring it here for you guys so we can get this here. I had a couple of questions, at least in the ongoing. I don't know if they'll revisit it.
So the way this works, guys, is this. We don't bring this up every day. We hadn't talked about it in a while.
Right.
And then the LeBatard thing came up. And then for some reason, even after Tua had already said these things, it went viral again.
Well,
yeah.
He's the most one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL.
It's a salacious story.
Yeah, but he had already commented on this long before that. But then when LeBatard brought it up again, then everybody started talking about it again.
I think the one element that's been missing is we all knew that Tua had confidence shaken. We all knew that Tua had a great relationship with Mike McDaniel. I don't think he's ever really addressed a question directly asked about Brian Flores.
Right.
And then Brian Flores comes out the next day. He has his weird press conference, and as I've said, like once he comments on it and Tua, I think when you hear his response here, he probably did the right thing, which is squash it. I don't really know what else there is to say about it. Like they got a big season coming up. It's kind of time to move on from it.
Well, you said it right, Tobin. It's the summer. It's training camp. Really
it was the worst week for Flores. If this happened week 3, Flores, I'm like,
but you know what? It was nothing going on during the summer, and guess what? He just got the bag.
Yep.
So Dave definitely. I could look at it this way: would he have mentioned this if he had not gotten his extension yet?
I don't even know who would.
I don't know if they would ask him.
Don't even know if he would have sit down with Dan if he didn't have his contract extension.
It's like, you can ask him that question now because
he's got security.
He's got security.
Right.
There's a sense of comfort.
Yep.
And he knows what he's gonna say is not going to be any repercussions because he's the face of the franchise right now.
Here was Tua. This was him being asked about it by the media, and here's his talk on the Flores thing.
I don't think anyone here thought we'd be relitigating 2021 and 2022 this summer. Yeah. Have you heard from Brian Flores in the last week?
I haven't heard from him.
Did you see his comments publicly?
I haven't seen his comments publicly.
Is there anything more that you'd like to add in the conversation to that?
There's nothing more I'd like to add to that.
Okay, that might be the answer.
All right.
Stop it. Stop the capping. You didn't see those comments publicly.
He definitely saw those comments.
You've had a week. And come on, man. Everybody's been waiting to ask you those questions. The Dolphins media relations people are going to prepare you.
Of course.
For those questions. Come on,
let me ask you a question. Let me make a comment. You're forgetting how the game is played. Right? Why did he say no? I didn't hear his comments. Because he doesn't want to comment on Flores' comments.
Mm-hmm.
So that nixes the follow-up question.
And then it's like, do you want to add anything to it? Nope.
Right. You see what I'm saying, Vlad? So, like, we can call Tua a liar. But I know why he said no. It's because the follow-up question, he would have got 30 follow-up questions about Brian Flores. So how do you nix all those questions? Never heard it. Didn't see it.
You can no comment.
Relitigating 2021 and 2022
Yeah.
this summer.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Brian Flores in the last week?
I haven't heard from him.
Did you see his comments publicly?
I haven't seen his comments publicly.
Is there anything more that you'd like to add in the conversation to that?
There's nothing more I'd like to add to that.
Okay, that might be the answer.
Like he's on the stand.
Right.
Yeah, all you had to say is no comment. No comment would have moved.
But no, here, Vlad. What are you doing? No, wait.
Yeah, don't tell me.
Wait. Vlad.
Don't tell me you've had 7 days of a puppet. I don't care.
You're not playing the game, dude.
Don't insult my intelligence. Do not insult my intelligence. I asked you a question. Don't tell me.
Okay.
Don't tell me.
Okay, Vlad.
that you haven't seen it and it's been a week.
Vlad.
You don't want to answer it.
Vlad.
Don't tell me no. I haven't.
Do you know no comment doesn't mean we're not going to ask more questions?
Don't tell me that. You capping. Stop.
Yes.
Well, the only thing that he's not, the only thing that
avoid having to go deep into this conversation again.
I don't need to go into this conversation.
If you say no comment, Vlad.
But when you're telling me no, you
Vlad,
in a week,
Vlad, you're missing.
I'm not trying to hear that. Stop. Don't insult my intelligence.
I'm insulting you for this reason. Wait, let me ask you a question, Vlad. Vlad, if I ask you a question and you say no comment, okay, are the questions going to stop?
Yes, because
no, they're not. Comment. No, Tobin, please tell them how that works.
If I tell you no comment, I'm not answering any more of these questions. Guess what's going to happen, Tobin?
If he says no comment, somebody else is going to try to ask the question in a different way.
I got an extra question from him. I'm going to get to this for you guys, just so. But I think this is the end of the Flores thing, because he was asked to ask about some past things with Flores. I'll give that to you here in a second. But to Vlad's point, I don't believe him that he didn't hear the comments.
I don't believe him either.
So why are you gonna lie?
Because he's
trying to squash
questions. Okay, I understand.
He's trying to squash it.
You can squash it, but you don't got.
Why does Mike McDaniel tell you a QB job is neck and neck? That's not
exactly. You don't have to.
Vlad. Here's the thing. Vlad, you're making a terrible. Vlad, you're making a terrible assumption here. Okay. Here's what the assumption is. You're telling me that if he says no comment to the first one, nobody else is going to ask any questions of similar. You see what I'm saying?
Do you want to hear his other question that he was asked?
Sure.
All right. This was him being asked a past question about Brian Flores and why Brian Flores even started him in the first place his rookie year.
Thing that did occur to me.
Yeah.
And that is, you mentioned in your comments to Dan how he was highly critical of you through that process. Mm-hmm. And yet there was, I think, somewhat of a surprise that he made the change when he did. Why do you think that change to bench Brian and insert you happened if he was so down on you?
It's a great question. I'm not going to answer that truthfully right now, but I think I know why. But I won't speculate or give anyone any speculations on that. Whatever you want to create to think that, but. Other than that, I think that'll just stay here with the organization. No.
Do you think it's more important for a quarterback to have support of his head coach than maybe possibly any other position?
Yeah, 100%. This is a quarterback-driven league. I 100% think that. Without a good team, without a good quarterback, I don't think you can do much in this league. Sure, you can have a good defense. There's really good offenses in this league. You got to put up points, and you got to find ways to do that. So I definitely believe that for sure.
There you go. 2 minutes ago to the media.
The man wants to answer these questions. What are we doing here? What are we doing? He wants to answer these questions. You know why? When you get $167 million, you feel more bolden. You feel more to talk with.
He's
you
an honest guy too. I mean, Tua. I'd say Tua is almost honest to a fault sometimes.
I'm not upset. Listen, like I said, everyone's involved. Was he mean to Tua? Yes. But can Tua have toughened up? Absolutely. He could have.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, everyone involved was wrong. It turned out that Tua, I'm happy that he found Mike McDaniel, and Mike McDaniel got him out of his doldrums and whatever bad situation he was in mentally from what Brian Flores did. That happens. But you know what? That happens in all of sports. When a guy leaves.
But I think you probably answered your own question, Vlad. I understand being annoyed by it, but I think that I bet you anything, Mike McDaniel's like, hey man, cool with you going on Dan. They like Dan, but we got to squash this. How are we going to squash this?
Cool, but
how are we going to do it?
But don't tell me.
But that's how they do it.
But then when you tell me that, you also then if others act like Leroy would say, others would act a question.
Well, I would say to that,
answer it a different way and kind of just say, well, wait a minute, you said you don't want to talk about this, and then
you
just said I would give you the honest. I can't give you the honest answer. What are we doing here?
Well, this is what I would say to that though. And this is a tough place. Like Leroy said, you want to dismiss it, but I think on that part, then somebody from the media, if you really want to dig onto it, has to go and say, well, this is what he said. What's your reaction to that? That's kind of at that point it is on the media to bring it up to him. If he's gonna act like he hadn't heard it.
If you're the man and you be like, look, I want to squash this. I said what I said. That's the end of it. I'm not answering any more questions about this situation.
He did say that, though. He said
that's it. So the minute,
but wait, you think you're talking to adults? When you say that, they're still going to ask the questions.
But you know what? I'm numero uno. I'm the face of the franchise, like you just said, right?
But wait, you're expecting Tua to be professional in this matter, right? And say, if you don't want to answer no questions, but don't lie to us. Well, why can't Tua expect him to say, look, guys, look, we're done with this. Let's just move on. And then somebody tries to find another way to answer the question. You
can set them out. You can set. You're the one that's being asked a question, and he's the quarterback. So if somebody asks a question, Tua doesn't answer. You know what's going to happen? Next question by Beasley or Perkins is going to be about the game or the.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Tobin, you don't.
That's not true.
I mean, I gave you the order of the questions. That was that was the first one was what he was asked about. Somebody asked him about Mike White to start the press conference. I was like, boring. Anyway, they get to that part. I told the exchange where he says nothing is what they've said, and then the follow up was from I think it was Hal Habib from the Palm Beach Post asking about, well, why do you think that he ever started you if he didn't like it?
He wanted to answer the question, and he said,
I don't want to truthfully answer that,
right,
which probably means he thinks that somebody in the organization forced Brian Flores to start him.
And that was it. That's the end.
Which is guess what? Right.
Which is why I said everybody involved is at fault.
No, I don't have a problem with any of that, right? I don't have a problem with any of that. We all know that this would have never got that far those first 2 years if somebody didn't give the okay upstairs, right? But as far as the being in the presser, dude, like you think if you told a reporter, hey, I don't want to talk about that everybody would respect your wishes and not ask you another question on it? You honestly think that? So you think that? You're a fool, because it never happens, Vlad. Tobin, does it ever happen?
I mean, like he said, if he's saying that he didn't hear the comments, I think the only other place that you could have gone, Leroy.
No, that's not what I asked you.
I'm giving you my
somebody
answer.
says I don't want to,
Leroy, I'm giving you my answer. Give me a second. What I'm saying is, if somebody wanted to go in another direction of saying, just because if I said I didn't hear the comments, the only other thing a media member could do then is bring him the comments.
I'm not even
talking.
I'm talking about in general. If as a player or a coach, Bill Belichick infamously, right, has had these where he goes, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that, right? And they keep asking questions. So what I'm saying to Vlad is, Vlad think he's dealing with professionals and people that are going to honor the request. I'm saying if Tua said, I don't want to talk about that, they'll just find different ways to try to ask the same question.
But I just gave you what they asked him.
Right, they did try to figure out a different way, and he said,
it's over now. Like that's the thing, though. Like I think the point is go into the press conference, throw cold water on it. Let's move on. We got a season coming up.
That's fine, but like the reason why I get so upset about this is y'all think that these reporters or whatever are going to respect your wishes as the guy answering the question, and all you're going to end up doing is spending the next 20 minutes saying no, guys, I said I'm not going to talk about no. So why do we all of a sudden have to think that Tua got to be professional, but the people asking questions not going to respect his wishes? Like you can do if that's doing your job, fine. Then guess what? I'm gonna answer the question to try to avoid other questions. That's factual. That's how it works. They don't ever stop asking the questions. They just ask them in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, like those are the only things I think related to it in the press conference that were there. But
there was if he would have said, "Look, I don't want to talk about Brian Flores anymore," or whatever, that question would have still came out.
Yeah, I mean, those were the questions.
Right.
Those were the exchanges about it.
Right, but that's my point, Vlad. So you making it sound like if he didn't want to answer any questions, just say so. And
I've seen athletes do that.
Yes,
you've seen athletes do that, right? And especially if you're the quarterback, if you say I don't want to talk to, guess what? Those reporters don't want to lose any type of.
But his only question, the only question that he's lying about is that I didn't see the comments.
I don't believe.
Because he said he was asked, did Brian Flores reach out to you? He said no. And then he was asked, did you hear the comments? I did not hear the comments.
Exactly.
Do you want to say anything? I don't want to say anything.
Well, first of all, you would have had to known.
Like, only one of those is a lie.
No, well, you would have had to known what would Brian Flores be reaching out to you for.
No, he wouldn't know. But he did do the interview. Like, he knows.
Right. So then why would Brian Flores be reaching out to you for?
I don't think it's crazy that, like, you think Brian, like, I think what your probably your first instinct is right. Like, he's probably told by the media relations department, hey, this was what Flo said about it. Do I care? Does he even want to hear what 15 minutes of Brian Flores is talking about him? Probably not.
Forget Dolphins media, okay? It was on all week. And we all know in those practice facilities at Baptist Health, what's on the TV screen?
Probably.
It's NFL Network and ESPN.
But does he want to keep? But that's where Leroy's like when you want to squash it.
But you know what?
You squash it.
But here's the problem.
Aren't you kind of quibbling though over like,
no,
I don't care about the comments and I didn't hear the comments?
I'm more upset that you saying you didn't see the comments or hear the comments, because guess what? You would
and as an athlete, I get insulted when I say I don't want to talk about something. You keep asking me questions,
and I get that. But
so what's the difference? Why can't both sides be accountable? He's trying to avoid that next step, which he's probably dealt with a number of times.
But you know why? Because after that interview that came out with LeBatard was last Monday, everybody come to find out we would not be hearing from Tua until the following Monday.
My guess, Vlad, I bet you Mike McDaniel asked him to squash it.
I
if I had to guess.
Yeah. You know what? This could have been all nipped in the bud last week.
Because Mike McDaniel sidestepped the hell out of it. And Mike McDaniel doesn't sidestep anything.
That's beautiful. This could have been all been done last week. But when you find out that Tua is not going to speak again until the following week, what do you think they're going to be waiting the next 7 days to ask you?
I get you.
So, like, what are we doing here? Like, come on, man. Everything's in context.
But so I do think it's over now. Like,
now it should be over. It's over.
No, I think it's over, Leroy.
It's over unless Minnesota and Miami
Super Bowl. The only way he's not going to ask about it by the reporters again. Not down here.
It's over
unless they play the Vikings
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They don't play the Vikings. I don't think they play the Vikings this year.
Unless the Vikings Dolphins make the Super Bowl, it ain't happening.
They don't play the Vikings this year. They don't. You guys play the Packers.
Oof, that's scary.
That's why you're playing them in Thanksgiving. But yeah, that's the only reason. But it's over until they actually meet again.
All right, we'll take a break. Mix things up. Coming up next.
Jeez, man. Everybody's just leaving.
These show ponies just don't know how to make it to a segment on time.
Show ponies, my God. Well,
we're the professionals here.
We are back, and I am joined by the lovely and beautiful and intelligent JFig. What's going on, JFig?
Such a nice introduction. Thank you, Vlad.
No, they don't honor you. They don't honor you with that shit.
No, they just go ahead and they make fun of me. They troll me. They tell me I'm always late.
You know,
they're just simply too early.
Jeez. Well, I'm gonna stop the throwing the bag mix because clearly both of them are not here. Jeez. Did you listen to me and Leroy's
Of course I did. I've been here this whole time.
Argument.
I just refuse to hear another segment about Brian Flores.
I just don't like lies, JFig. I don't like lies.
He was just trying to dismiss the whole thing. He wants nothing to do with it. This is the start of a new season. We don't have to go back and address things that happened seasons ago.
That would be like you ever see those those pictures when a guy and his girl is walking and then another attractive lady walks by and then the guy acts like he didn't take a look, but he did take a look, and then the girl sees him taking a look and then he's saying that he didn't take a look. That's basically what that was. Did you hear Brian Flores' comments? No. Really? After 1 week, you didn't really hear those comments? Stop. Don't lie to me. Don't cap.
You know when you no longer want to talk about something? That's it. You were not being lied to, nor disrespected, nor was your intelligence tested, okay?
No. But that's enough.
Please.
Still don't know where Tobin is. Still don't know where.
Where are these guys?
Leroy, I don't know. He might have been taken because I just see the chair. I mean, I see the door is open and it's in an angle that looks like he might have been snuck and crept on from behind and might have been taken.
How was your weekend, Vlad?
It was great. Saw Buju. It was beautiful. Yeah, saw Buju at a Miami Bank Arena. Worked this weekend with Dan Day. Last weekend of Sports Day.
Friends that went there.
This was our last weekend of Sports Day with Dan and Vlad.
Wait, what?
Football. Well, because football.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah.
Football's going to take over.
You scared me for a second.
No. Well, trust me, we would have known. I would have been highly frightened myself. Definitely. I'm really wondering where Tobin is right now because you gotta understand there's not that many people in the station right now on a Monday.
Is there the conference?
Oh, there he is. Hey.
Texted you 2 minutes ago. I said, "How are we on time?"
It's been like 10 minutes.
And I got a read receipt. I was like, "Where is he at?"
But you didn't tell me you were going to go get some.
What'd you think I was?
I don't know. You
know what? How convenient that you both show up at the same time.
I'm not going to hear anything from you, Hobnobber McGee. Whenever you're in the building, you're out here talking to everybody in the sales building.
Who are you talking to? There's no one there right now.
And then Leroy.
I was doing a little thing called work, JFig, cutting us up the Dolphins quarterback and hearing what he had to say.
Are you trying to insinuate something about me not working?
What are you doing? When are you working when you're here? You hobnobbing?
I'm doing both.
Give me a percentage, because I'm thinking it's more of like a 70.
Minus. You're lashing out on me.
I'm saying I'm gonna. Tyler Hero yesterday he said that basketball is 90% grind, 10% skill. I want to say it's like 90% hobnob, 10%.
No, absolutely not. That's not true. That's not true.
Who are you hobnobbing with? Nobody's there.
I wasn't hobnobbing. I was cutting Tua.
He was hobnobbing.
Oh, that's part of that 10%?
I was trying to get stuff for our audience. Excuse me.
All right.
I'll take my -1. I apologize. By the way, didn't love his answer on the offensive line. So let's mix it on up, dude.
We already played that.
Well, now it's back.
Yeah, but she's not prepared. I was to play for him again.
She's lashing out, dude.
No,
she's lashing out.
That's me and JFig being ready at a moment's notice when you guys decided. If one of you guys were gone, I could understand. But both? Leroy looked like he got kidnapped. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, where'd you go? Where'd he go?
Chair and door was open.
What snack did you get right now?
I didn't get no snack. I already had a snack.
Tua, he was asked about his confidence level in the offensive line. This is quite the answer.
What's your confidence level on the offensive line in front of you, specifically the interior of the line blocking for you?
Well, brother, I get the ball out fast, so I'm confident with anybody we got up there. I'll tell you that. I'm confident with anybody we get out there. So
that's a ringing endorsement.
I mean, that's kind of why they all work well together, right? We ain't got to block because he get rid of the ball quick.
I don't know if that made me feel great. All right, we'll see. Oh man, wow.
I mean, what do you want him to say? He gets rid of the ball quicker than anybody in the NFL.
A lot of confidence in these guys. You know, they've been working all camp.
But
you know,
he saw Mike White and Skylar get folded up like cheap suits.
Oh, listen, that's all on Mike White. That was like 12 Mississippi Mike White getting that ball knocked out. Poor Patrick Paul. I know Patrick Paul's getting moved. He's like, hey, no one? Also, why are they going for it on 4th and 8 in preseason?
Why not?
I don't know. Because you had a fumble that got returned for a touchdown. And by the way, it shouldn't have been called back. Ridiculous. Terrible call. Well, brother, doesn't really matter, does it? We can have 5 Eichenbergs up there. I get the ball out like lightning. That's the way I took it. Hey, did you guys see this weekend the Goran Dragić farewell game?
No,
but you updated us on every second of it.
Oh, it was great. It was Goosies, dude. Oh, what a weekend.
You called me a fat shamer.
What do you mean?
Oh.
No, they said they pulled a Leroy. That's what he said.
No.
People were fat shaming like Luka like crazy, dude. I'm telling you.
Is he chunky?
Luka?
Yeah.
You saw a video.
Right. Is it factual?
There was an extra number.
So is it factual?
There was an extra number on his jersey.
It was
was it factual?
It was 757.
If somebody said Luka looks bigger, is that fat shaming or speaking fact?
It's more of an opinion.
That's not an opinion. You either are or you aren't.
He's a pata.
When I said when I made my comments about Chunky 52, he looked like he was squeezed into Kabasa uniform.
I don't like what you're doing.
Did he not?
You're a bully.
You're a bully. Tobin, was I lying?
Look, whether Chunky 52 was Chunky.
Now you don't care about the truth.
Wait, who's Chunky 52?
We don't know. We don't know his name. We just know his number.
On what team?
The Marlins.
He came out his uniform so tight he was breathing. I'm like, he ain't gonna be
nice.
In Creole, we call them patats.
Leroy has no regard for human feelings when it comes to whether your uniform's on too tight.
No, that's not true.
You don't want to hear. Oh, okay, dude.
That's not true. Listen,
Leroy, when we went on the Heat tour, some people got to see Eric Spoelstra. Our tour got you fat shaming everybody on the tour.
No, dude,
Vlad.
You were just shaming. It wasn't even fat shaming. It was just shaming.
Wait. Tell me if I'm wrong. Right?
Go ahead.
We go in there. There's a guy. He got booty shorts on.
Hey,
and I'm like, yes. Snug as a bug in the rug.
But you want to know, Vlad, he's leaving out the part where we're in a gymnasium where the acoustics bounce off the ceiling quite nicely. And he goes, "Can those get any higher?"
I had to turn around and say that he wasn't whispering and that sound bounces off walls.
I'm pretty sure he was Swiss and didn't speak English. Thankfully.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
What if that doesn't make it okay?
One of the perks.
Hold on. You realize that he was on a tour where they spoke English, so he understood what was going on.
Then he knew the shorts was snug.
He was just there to see culture.
So wait, you saying number 52 for the Marlins this year? Or
it was 2 years ago.
No, it was 2 years ago.
We didn't.
And we were in camp, so.
Anthony Bass?
Nah.
No.
Nah. But anyway, Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh got on the court.
It was good to see him playing a little basketball.
Played a little basketball. Got a couple free throws. I think he was the only guy who got fouled. Also, there was at one point that because some of the old guys didn't want to run back and forth, they were playing 7-on-7, and they just had guys stay back on defense. 'Cause I was like, wait, was Bosh on the court? And he was like, nah, I'm just hanging out under the basket. So they had it going on. But Chris Bosh, he revealed when Goran asked him to play at first, he wasn't going to do it.
Difference. It's different, but anything for Goran. I didn't even want to play today. I wasn't going to play because I haven't played in so long, but I just wanted to be out there with him, celebrate his career. Everybody doesn't get a chance to do this. You don't get a farewell game. You don't even get a farewell sometimes. So to be here supporting Goran, it's been amazing.
Damn. He's right. I mean, like, he didn't even get a farewell. Just like, hey, career's over now, Chris. What?
Some of us don't get that. My career ended. I just didn't show up.
You're just like, no farewell for them.
Well, it's kind of hard to go to camp when you're still limping. Right?
Fair point.
And not even knowing, like, I didn't know if I was, when I ended up needing to have knee surgery, but I didn't know if I was injured because I was old or it just took a long time for what I actually had to heal.
Goran,
yeah.
Goran was exhausted because he played a lot. And then
you want to play your damn game. It's
your game. Yeah, that's fair. But
could've
also
ran a couple of laps or something before they played. Nobody was in shape.
Slovenia, I mean, they pulled out all the stops because, like, in the middle of the game, they're like, all right, brates, one-on-one, Zoki versus Gogi. And Goran's like, huh? And then it was Goran versus Zoran with the dad as the ref.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's like 30 years. It brought back memories of 30 years.
It was great. And then the thing that was really Goosies, that like really like got tugged on the heartstrings. So Goran's international number is 3, right? They retired his international number.
Oh,
so
really cool. 3
minutes left. Everybody leaves the court except for Luka's team. So it's Boban, love Boban, Joker, Luka, whoever the hell else was on their team. And then on Goran's team, the stars leave, and it's Goran, Zoran, Papa Dragić, and then Goran's son and Goran's nephew, who are like 7 and 8. And so they finished the game as family. And then the kids took them a little bit of a rhythm to get going. They hit some free throws because Boban fouled them. But after they
all you gotta do is stand up.
Yeah, but Boban picked them up at one point and let them dunk. So that was cool.
That's when you know you tall, when you can pick somebody else up and hold them up so they could dunk with no jumping.
I saw Boban was looking for a gig. I know that he'd have no roster spots, but I would like a season of Boban in Miami.
What? What is that? They're making John Wick 5.
He's got no job. He's like, I'm waiting for a job.
That's what I'm saying.
He's all right. I think he's doing okay.
You think he's bigger as he's going to move on to his State Farm next career? He bouncing it.
Acting's next. So you know it'd be great if you join inside the NBA for one season.
I would love that. I love Boban, man. I would love Boban to have one season with the Heat.
Now he's a giant.
Yeah. Put him on Intangibles wall.
It's a giant.
You know, when Boban's a few inches taller than the one you call a giant.
Yep. We'll take a break. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hey, I want to let you know, if you want to go to Stars and Strings, it's going to be at Hard Rock Live November 14th, and we got your chance to win tickets. Stacked lineup, Jordan Davis, Riley Green, Parker McCollum, and a whole lot more. If you guys want to enter, text the word country to 20357. Text country to 20357. You can win a pair of tickets. We'll give you a code word every day this week, and you guys can win a pair of tickets to see Stars and Strings November 14th. Text country to 20357. Headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy a truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Speaking of intangibles, we may have a new king intangibles.
What?
Yeah, I was watching the preseason this on Friday, Leroy. I got my eye on Hayden Rucci, tight end from Wisconsin. I mean, if you're a tight end from Wisconsin, that's a high intangible level.
That's good DNA.
He impressed. I don't know if we'll get any action, but played through contact. I don't know. Probably earned himself a P squad spot, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, but you have to understand. If you seeing all this,
yeah,
so's everybody else.
I know. I hope. Listen, you're right. He's going to be out there in the club, but we can't keep 4 tight ends. It's too many tight ends. Too many tight ends.
Unless you consider Jonnu Smith something else.
You consider him a wide receiver? That's finagling. That's finagling. I don't like that.
Yeah, but okay. Let me ask you this. What are the receivers you're going to keep?
Definitely going to keep your 2 stars. Definitely going to keep Odell Beckham.
So that's
definitely going to keep Braxton Berrios.
Definitely?
Yeah. Kickoff returns.
Again, Washington.
Huh?
Don't they have what's his name? Oh, he got hurt. Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, Mike White left him
Huh?
to try.
No, Mike Washington he came back.
Okay.
He played great.
So Washington's a return guy.
Washington is a return guy, so you think that he could he's going to bounce Braxton Berrios?
These are how these decisions are made, though.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, you can't. I'm telling you, these are how these decisions are made. If you got a guy that's promising as a wide receiver that also returns, and he's young, you might keep him over a veteran that's just a return guy.
Okay, so let's just say that is the case, and then the other guy would be what? Azukama?
Huh?
Then the last guy would be
definitely keeping him. So that's 5.
That would be 6, which is what they kept last year.
6. Okay.
Last year they kept 6. And they're not keeping as many running backs as they did last year. They kept a lot of running backs last year. I think they kept 5. This year, going to be 4.
So now.
And 1 extra tight end.
Right.
But I don't think Rucci's going to make 53. But the intangibles are there. Intangibles foundation are there for Rucci.
Now you got an even bigger conversation, not only at the DB position, but who the hell's going to play? Because, Cam Smith, he's starting to show something.
He's showing something, but he's got a hammy. I think he's going to be out a little bit.
And then you got, I don't know why, they got a boatload of safeties. So, these are all decisions you got to make. And then guess what? This team always is going to have to carry a couple of extra O linemen and D linemen because of the injuries. So, yeah, man. These are decisions that have to be made.
Trying to see some text. Solana.
And a lot of times you look at it as, is Berrios good? Absolutely. Yeah, he might be their best returner. But if you have a choice, and this is the decisions they make, if you have a choice between a young returner and a guy who's going to play wide receiver some and playmaker versus just a returner, no matter how good he is.
Oh, it's impossible not to be impressed by what Malik did in this past game. I mean,
Right.
what he had like 125 all-purpose yards.
Right, but that's just, but so how do you go about that? I don't know what their, thought process is, but I know these are decisions that you don't just chalk up to, oh, we're going to keep him, right? No, because you know him, because you know the name. What does he do on that team? And what are the positions you have a number of players that are contributing?
Cat Lord saying, didn't Barrios do a goodbye to Miami? I did not see that. Was there a could be something, could be nothing IG post or something like that?
I don't know. You missed it. That's not like you.
That's not
I didn't really see anything, so
I didn't see anything either. I think Barrios is going to stick around.
You're really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm just telling you how that works.
And then we don't even know, like, do they have to go 53 right away with Odell? Because we don't know. He didn't say yes or no that Odell's going to start on PUP or
Right.
not.
I feel
They have until Tuesday, right? Tomorrow.
They have till tomorrow. Yeah, they got to decide till tomorrow.
You guys think you got fleeced?
For the Odell job?
Yeah.
No.
Not going great.
Because only $3 million.
But it's not a great start, Vlad. Not a great start.
No.
Not a great start to the Odell era here with the Miami Dolphins. Tua did address today about OBJ and how long that's going to take him with the chemistry and whatnot. And here was what Tua had to say on it, because we haven't seen Odell out there yet. Hasn't run routes. Here's what
that's
Tua
very important for me. It's very important. Off the field, I've been able to hang out with him a good amount of times. Cool dude, 100%. But does that translate does our relationship translate on the field? Like, I couldn't tell you because I haven't gotten reps with him, and that's just the honest truth. Now, if O isn't on the PUP list, he clears everything and we're able to get out there, I mean, that's one of the first things that I, want to do. Routes on air, I want to make sure I get as many reps with him. Okay, he's going to go in for this rep. Let's make sure that this guy's going to get the ball. Like, make sure the coverage isn't whatever. Like, I want to make sure that, the timing is good. Just want to make sure that that's all good and whatnot. And, speaking to your question prior to that, that's just part of the game. Guys get injured and whatnot, and whoever we're dealt with to go and play with out there, that's who we're dealt with to play with. So, I've had as good of receivers and as fun of receivers, to have with Tyreek and Waddle. And I've also had guys who didn't have speed like that, playing my first 2 years in the league. So, we got to go out there and we just got to find a way to make that work.
All right, there you go, Tua, on how long it'll take him to get on the same page as OBJ.
I like how he says, even though we hang out, that don't mean anything. Once you get on the
you ain't
field.
play football together.
It's real. That's true. See, he was honest there.
He's mostly honest. I don't think he was honest when he said he didn't hear the Flores, Vlad. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think he just wanted to squash it.
Nobody's disagreeing whether he was being honest. I just told you why he wasn't being honest.
Oh, I got why he was being honest. I just think he could have conveyed it a different way. But
if he conveyed it like you wanted him to, he'd be you.
It's not a bad thing.
We'll take a break. Back with more after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get you a training camp report here, brought to you by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges.
Tomorrow night, we'll be playing taps. When you got to go from 53, and there's more than 53 guys there now. I mean, more than
85,
90.
I think.
You got to go from 90 plus to 53. It's going to seem like a ghost town in that building on Wednesday.
Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. You ready to level up your career game? MDCPS Technical Colleges have got you covered. Choose from tons of programs, learn from top-notch certified instructors, and get real-world experience. And the best part, you can graduate debt-free in 1 to 2 years. You ready to make the move? Log on to careerinayear.com or call 305-558-8000. MDCPS Technical Colleges, your best choice for a brighter future. Mike McDaniel today announced Bradley Chubb and Isaiah Wynn will be on the PUP. They will miss the first 4 games of the season. They have not decided on Odell yet, so we are waiting that. We all know over the weekend they released Mike White. Skylar Thompson will be the team's backup quarterback. Tight end Jordy Forston was also let go, and Anthony Schwartz suffered a season-ending injury in that preseason game.
Well, I saw a lot of him in Cleveland. He's a burner, but he has trouble catching the ball.
Hey, man, his season's over.
That still does not change the facts. I'm sorry that he's hurt, but that's why he's not in Cleveland anymore.
Speaking of Cleveland, another Chubb, Nick Chubb. He is also starting the year on the PUP, so he will miss the first 4. So fantasy drafts, be advised.
Oh, that's big because you know why? If he's your keeper,
just letting you know,
you might as well let him go.
Nick Chubb is going to miss the first 4 of the season.
I saw that coming. That wasn't.
What's his injury?
Multiple ligament, his whole leg.
It was disgusting. It was a Monday night game against Pittsburgh. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
And they tried to remember how pissed off I got about that?
It's hard to remember.
When he hit him, the dude back was turned to him and he went low and took out his knee.
Yeah, I do now. Yeah.
That was we had him down here. Minka Fitzpatrick.
Oh yeah.
And then everybody tried to say, well, that's a DB. He came and hit him up. I said, look, man, don't tell me we friends. Don't say we all in this together. If I show you that hit and show you how he tried to take him out, right? That don't look like somebody that's playing for the same thing, right? You ain't got to lie. But don't sit here and tell me we all in this together. We are not.
Gerard Mayo was on WEEI this morning, and he said that Drake May has been out playing Jacoby Brissett, but that does not mean that he is the starting quarterback.
I think that shoulder injury kind of solidified that yesterday.
Yeah, he got lit up.
Who got lit up?
Brissett.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Coach, what do you say? Drake May, is he going to be our starting quarterback? That's what happened. Greg Hill show.
Mayo has.
You get that on the Odyssey app.
Am I wrong to say he gives you email vibes?
Gerard Mayo?
Yeah.
I haven't heard enough from him to make that case. What do you mean by vibes? Just serious?
Serious, very stoic, very I don't want to say confrontational, but
it sucks because there's certain people that get that job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's a black thing, but they almost feel they have to act a certain way.
Right. You understand? So you get what I'm saying.
Whereas Mike McDaniel just walked, or Sirianni just walked in acting a fool. You know what I mean? Nothing against them. They just felt like some people feel more comfortable coming in and being who they are. And I think that's maybe what got Brian Flores in trouble, is that he thought he had to be a certain, be yourself. If you true to who you are, then be that.
By the way, has anybody asked Mike McDaniel at these press conferences? I don't think they have. Somebody's got to ask him about the memes.
Oh, what? Oh, how he's changed from 3 years?
They got to be. That has to be asked. Somebody has to address that. Whenever he speaks this week, again, he needs somebody's got to ask him about the memes.
Jordo 1985 said, "Science 1, Chubb 0." It's not.
I don't want to say it's not.
Wait, but it's not a science thing, dude. Like, there's a time frame.
He would.
We don't know what that time frame is.
I would look at him as somebody who would beat science. He's a freak. Anytime they show videos of Nick Chubb, it's usually just he's just lifting in an inhumane amount of weight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like James Harrison because nobody is, but it's usually like, oh, that shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
They also have Miles.
There's a lot of like, I think the hardest position to get your body right for is running back for this reason. You have to be as fluid as a receiver and as hard as a linebacker. So imagine what your workouts look like to try to accomplish both of those things, right? Because if you're strong and you're not flexible, it becomes harder to run and take hits.
I would like Sylvester Stallone to start some new team of superheroes, and he just cast Myles Garrett and Jalen Phillips in the movie.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Myles Garrett.
I mean,
Jesus.
Myles Garrett, let me tell you something. And standing next to him, it's even worse. Because you can't even, right? I told him last time I saw him, I said, hey man, you gotta intimidate him. You can't wear no shirt. You can't, and you can't wear long sleeves. He goes, yeah, then they say I'm juicing.
What?
Yeah, everybody think he owns something if he
past that.
Yeah, I know. But this was 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, if I was running a drug testing agency, I would test him every week because that's
Right.
how he looks.
But that's what see what I'm saying? So he wore the sleeves.
They should.
Tobin, let me ask you this.
I'm very scared if Teron Armstead's not healthy for that game. Could you imagine a scenario where, like, imagine
guess what I'm working on? Guess what I'm working on?
Banging the drum?
Yep.
Oh, see, here's the thing. I don't need, like, imagine Teron Armstead is healthy all year and then just gets dinged up for this first game and it ends up being Patrick Paul's debut against Myles Garrett in Cleveland. I don't need that in my life. That's a lot of stress.
Wait, you're talking about weeks 15?
I know it's a long
Like
shot.
week 16?
I know you should be like, I should take that for Teron Armstead.
If he's played 16 games,
That's not the game I want. I don't want the young.
Can I pretty much say that by then, hopefully it won't matter?
Oh, it's gonna matter.
You think?
Yeah, you're playing it. You finished the season against Buffalo and the Cleveland and the Jets, I believe. Or no,
they get Buffalo out of the way early.
You finished the season against Cleveland, the Jets.
I think it's Cleveland, Houston,
and the Jets.
That's not
the way you
It's
want
not
to
a cakewalk. No, they have
By the way, they don't give you guys
Instead of playing
Yeah.
here, I have
They have not.
this year, instead of playing the game of who's gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, the game is
I would like to play the game of who's not gonna make it that did last year.
Miami. You set yourself up for that one.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I mean, if you think that.
Bills absolutely
are not making the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs. It's my
Very rats off a ship on the Bills.
Who?
Well,
You.
because here, can I say this, Tote? Here's the problem. Okay. When they were garbage in the beginning of Josh Allen's career, they said because he has no weapons. Then they brought him weapons and he was awesome. Right? Then they got rid of his weapons. And now what are they thinking? He just like, you know what I mean?
I don't think the North is getting 3 teams.
No.
Who's the 3 team? Wait.
They had Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati making it.
Nah, Pittsburgh got a quarterback problems.
And he's still
Hey,
Tomlin,
but
you
that
don't
guy-
know who it
had
is.
a winning record with scrubs.
Doesn't matter. You know what? There's Russ Stinker.
I think we're putting up too much faith in Joe Burrow. To be honest with you. Here, even without your quarterback, your team should look a certain way. Right? That granted, your quarterback is going to be that big boost and he's going to cover a lot of your issues. But your issues can't be that crazy. Right? So at least the Jets, whether you think they'll make it or not, they can say, well, we got a competent quarterback and we got that defense. Right? With the Bills have lost a lot. They lost a lot of guys on defense. They lost their number 1 receiver. So we saying, oh, the quarterback just going to carry us over the hump. Has he really ever done that? because they put it on him, and now it's all on him. You know?
Yeah, but the thing I'd say to that though is when they took it, like the Dolphins still shouldn't have blown the division last year, but they kind of took it a little more out of his hands at the end of last year, and they played a lot better.
Yep.
And they
Or
can still do that this year.
think about this. I look at the Browns the same way I look at the Jets, right? The Browns made the playoffs starting 5 different quarterbacks, right? 5 different quarterbacks still made the playoffs. So if you just have one quarterback playing the whole year, you got to be better to some extent.
Unless he stinks.
They okay, so did the 5 they had last year until the end. And they say, Joe, look, you can say what you want about Joe Flacco. He had 13 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Here's the thing. Joe Flacco played with no pressure. Deshaun Watson has a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
Really?
He does.
I mean, he does, but at the end of the day, if he stinks, I still fall on 230, man.
Dude, no.
Falling
I understand. It's a good safety net. It's still a lot of pressure, and he has not been good in 4 years.
Right? You're right. But again, I'm saying I have more faith in that they'll have some success because they did it without him.
I don't know. But
He
what
can't
if
be no worse than the 5 guys they started at quarterback last year.
What if he's the mush?
I'm just saying, he can't be no worse than the 5 guys they started last year.
He wasn't as good as Flacco.
Flacco was 13-8, dude.
Doesn't matter. It was a fun 13-8.
Okay, but I'm
not
just
all 13-8s are made the same.
That is true. There's a different type of 13-8. When you're old like that, you don't want to be home with your family. That's an enjoyable 13-8. That's an enjoyable 13-8.
All right, we'll take a break. Play a little all right on no to close out after this. It's Monday. It's time for a little all right. Oh, no. I got a couple all rights I want to give out. First off, Goran Dragić. Farewell game. Happy for Gogi. Awesome send-off. As Josh Richardson said, he said, didn't realize that Goran Dragić was as popular in Slovenia as D. Wade was in Miami. It was a cool sight.
All right.
Also, the Washington Commanders trying to right a wrong because they screwed the pooch the last time around.
2 times.
They are going to give Sean Taylor an actual statue. Now, mind you, the last time they did this, they finagled it with some words where they said memorial. And everybody thought it was going to be a statue. And it turned out to be basically something that looked like an ad for the team shop. So congrats. You're finally getting it right and honoring Sean Taylor in the right way. Good on Magic Johnson, who's beefing with Anthony Edwards, by the way. Magic Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
They're beef. We have beef. So there's that. My oh no.
Oh, no.
Goes to Florida State. Long back. Long flight back from Ireland. Please don't lose this week, Canes. I want to be able to peacock for a little bit more.
That's all you want to do.
Leroy, what do you got?
So my all right is Friday. I told you I went to the
the Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Oh my God, tell us. How good was it?
What did you eat before? Because you were questioning.
No, dude. I got there. I was starving.
Nice.
So they bring the food out, right? And then we got chicken, we got some beef, and Rebecca loves pork belly, right? So Fonz, he took the reins and he cooking up everything and whatever. It was pretty good. Now, let me tell you something. It wasn't no vegetables, no rice, no nothing.
Amazing.
Just meat. Meat. Oh my goodness. And then
meat happy hour.
Then they had this little drink. You drink it in a little shot glass, right? Soju. That's what it's called.
Soju.
The chat actually made you told you to try it. So.
Yeah.
How
it was
was
like 13%, 13.8%. You sip it out of a little shot glass, and it comes in a bottle like this. So it looked like a Japanese 40, right?
Oh.
And you just pass it on. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Sounds delightful.
So I was happy. Like, I'm still caught up in it wasn't cheap. And all they do is bring the food to you and you cook it. They just season it. So I was a little like, wow, we doing all the work. But I had, I passed that on to Fonz. So I loved it. And then they had at the end fried cheesecake.
Oh,
wow. Let me tell you something.
Never had.
I've been missing out on 2 things in my life: fried cheesecake and fried Oreos. Like, how did I let this go on without? Like, y'all know I'm a foodie. I like food. How did I go this many years without experiencing this? Here's my oh no.
Oh no.
What happened?
There are times in life where you make a stand against things that just are not right. And you fight and you stand on that hill and you fight like hell to the death.
Oh,
right?
You fell victim, didn't you?
So everybody comes in. Everybody was reasonably on time. I was very impressed.
Oh.
Sister-in-law birthday and everything. We all happy birthday, happy birthday, whatever. Let's eat, right? She got a purse. She put the purse down. I look over, I go, damn, that's a big ass purse. I see eyes.
Oh no. She brought a pet?
Are you bleeping kidding me?
Brought a Scooby?
The dog was this big.
Oh,
I'm like, at the restaurant? I'm like, this is this fight for years.
And uncooked meat near it.
Right.
Oh.
That's not the place to be taking.
I don't think
No,
I
it was this big. It was a puppy. This big.
You saw War of the Roses. You want pate?
I don't care. Like, come on, y'all know how I be talking about people and whatever.
Is it
And
like?
now it's
Is it? But how old is the dog? Maybe like
6 weeks. She couldn't leave it at home. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
You don't need to come.
Yeah, tell that dog to grow up, Peter Pan.
Come on. Y'all
The dog is
know,
trying.
wait, this is almost like one of my Publix complaints, right? Like, and then I'm taking a stand against this. And I look over in that bag and I say, Mel, is that eyes? Is that eyes?
Did it bark at all?
No.
Well, that's
I'm
good.
just
At least it was somewhat behaved, you know?
What about
It
Yip?
was too young. It's
Behaved.
not the point. You know how much I fight against this.
Did the
I'm
dog
with you.
ever come out of the purse?
No.
Then, it's not that bad.
I don't think he wants to be eating and seeing eyes looking at him through a purse, though.
Then it sounds like the dog would have been fine at home.
I think so.
Oh no!
They have separation anxiety
It
at
never
that age.
fails. It never fails though. If you're the one that have a problem with something, one of your family members gonna do it, right?
I don't think my dog has separation anxiety. Every time I come home, Sunny Bunny's like, it's like the first time. She's fine.
Ooh,
Like a surprise every day.
No, hey, that's where I jumped off. We ain't getting no octopus. No,
What if there's a hat trick at a Red Wings game?
don't care. Well, that's on the ice. I'm talking about people eating it.
JFig, what's your all right and oh no today?
Well, my all right was
Hey,
that.
time out, Jarrell. How you gonna say I hate puppies? I got 4 dogs in my house. What are you
Well,
talking
technically,
about?
you were against a couple of them, weren't you?
-1.
No. What about
You were
Dre?
against having Dre.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's it's gonna take a while to get him to behave because right
He
now
snuck into your heart.
no, I guess whatever. But how you gonna say I hate puppies? I got a whole house full of animals. I got 4 turtles, 4 dogs. Like, what are you talking about? Had a
Against your
squirrel.
will.
Had a squirrel.
Dr.
You didn't want the squirrel.
I didn't want the squirrel.
No, if you didn't want the squirrel wouldn't be there. You wanted that squirrel.
I said it. I didn't say I didn't want to. I'm saying we tried to save the squirrel.
JFig, what do you got?
Thanks. Wait, we still giving RIPs to Ricky, right?
A legend.
Every time he's mentioned, he gets an RIP. Okay?
Yes.
Ricky, of course,
He was a legend.
Leroy's pet squirrel that lived for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was a great 2 weeks, okay? I still remember them. My all
The
right.
curtains were a tree.
Yes. Yeah.
Legend. Okay. This weekend was my dad's birthday, so my all right goes to him because
it's this birthday when?
Papa Figueroa.
Saturday or Sunday?
It was Saturday, the 24th. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's birthday is on 25th.
Okay. So yeah, we went to celebrate him and everything was good. Papa Fig was happy. So my all right goes to him. My oh no goes to people in casinos that don't know how to behave.
Oh
Oh,
no!
Wait.
Hey, I just saw a video. I saw a video. 2 dudes. A guy was talking.
That was the MGM, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think so.
I think it was at the MGM.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a brawl like that since John Jones, Daniel Cormier.
Well, 2 guys jumped one dude, and they was both on the ground.
Oof.
Oh, I saw that fight where 3 dudes attacked one guy, and that one guy beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And one of them was standing on the ground waiting for the guy to punch him.
Yep.
Apparently,
People don't know how to behave.
oh man, that's a bad look. So you're when your woman has to jump on you like Herb Dean to stop the fight.
Yeah.
Oh
man, he took out everybody.
Stop it, baby. Stop. He kicking your ass.
I'm happy that you brought that. You brought that up. Because that just changed my oh no.
Well, my oh no was because I firsthand witnessed something like this weekend like that, but oh my.
Look, And then they said the chick that jumped on her man broke his nose then.
Yep, I saw that. And then he's leaking like a faucet. You'll see the red. We can break this down tomorrow. We don't have enough time.
Listen, women have caused more fights than anything.
Hey,
Don't jump in.
Don't
jump in.
That was my own no.
Go ahead. Then. Go ahead.
My own no is women that gets their boyfriends and husbands beat up. There was a lady, intangible, who was upset that a tangible couple were getting first-class treatment at a hotel that they have a ridiculous amount of points for. Because they were being taken care of first, the intangible lady caused the scene. Her husband kind of walked away. The intangible lady decided to jump and attack the tangible man.
Oh, man.
Tangible man, he's a giant. Can't hit the women, the lady. So what does he do? He takes out his frustration on her man. I think he's still asleep right now.
Oh my goodness.
He knocked him out for 8 minutes, bro.
Whoa. Letting the smelling salts.
He knocked him out and looked at you caused this. And that's the reason why. That man did not deserve the ass whooping he got.
Yeah. He didn't want, but you feel obligated to protect the honor of your woman. And then next thing you know, you
sleeping now.
Sleeping on the corner sucking your thumb. And it don't matter how big the dude is. You just say, babe, stop. He's a giant. She don't stop because you know why? Because they know they can't get hit. So they just full attack.
But what made you think to go attack that man? That man wasn't even bothering you. You just upset. Yeah, and her man now is sleeping, toothless. That was my teeth. That was no. Listen, he was asleep. When you get punched and you go night.
So that was your no?
That was my no. My all right, Aaron Judge.
All right.
Oh my God. 51.
He's reaching bond level now. Like it's to the point it's either
possible.
It's reaching bond level because he's also batting 333.
Wow.
You know what's gonna happen though is at the end they'll be cowards, then they won't pitch to him.
I would hope so. But
they did that to Barry. They did that to Barry, and they'd slip up with one pitch that was close, and he hit a home run.
It's getting to that level right now.
Right.
Like if he's only going to see that one pitch, you better make sure that one pitch gets by him because if not, it's going 400 feet.
So. He's awesome. He's having a great year. By the way, shout out to the Conine family once again. Griffin Conine is going to make his Marlins debut. Gets the call up. So congratulations to Mr. Marlin and the Conine family. And that's our show for today, everybody. We will talk to you rascals tomorrow.